Hello, everybody.
Hello, Moto.
By the way, for people who, I mean, nobody would know this because we don't talk about it, but we literally talk for 3 seconds and we just start recording. We don't talk for like 20 minutes and then we're like, okay, let's do it. We're just like, hey, play, record.
Just keep it gangster.
Yeah, so everybody, so in other words, people, how we...
What do you think? There's like foreplay to our podcast?
Well, that's what I was going to say. How we converse here is exactly how we would converse off camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no like, yo, we're going to talk about this shit. Like, we just keep moving.
There's no like, hey, man, keep this like off the, don't talk about that. Like, it's just, hey, ready, set, go. And then we just talk.
You logged on like a minute ago, and we started a minute ago.
Yep.
I think I logged on 30 seconds.
Yep. So I got the poll questions for today, man. I was thinking
What you
about
got?
them. I got good ones for today. I got two polls that we're going to do today.
Because I was trying to think of some shit, but I was like, I can't really think of anything.
Well, these are so good that you're going to be like, oh, like I would have thought of it if you didn't say it. It would have just came to you one night because they're that straightforward. Like these are like staples of the poll question game that we could have asked like the first time.
Okay, I'm ready for them.
Are you eating Skittles? Is that Skittles?
Nerds wrote.
Let me see it. Hold it up. You got something to hold up? Nerds rope?
You never had a Nerds rope?
I don't think I ever did, no.
Oh, what? You can eat this shit and then hang yourself with it if you don't. If you can't make up your mind what you want to do.
I do kind of want to try it now. Oh,
It's
my
big.
God.
It's like a long gummy thing, and then there's nerds just stuck on.
Oh, that's good. I like gummy. Gummy's good. You know what I've had the meanest craving for? I talk about this all the time. The old school WWF ice cream bars.
Oh yeah.
I've had the mean craving for them on a level that like I didn't think was possible. And what's so frustrating to me is that obviously now they don't exist, but nobody's like even. It's not like anybody else is thinking about maybe making it. You know what I mean? Like
if they do, like it'll be a replica. Like it's not going to be you want one from like 1996.
Exactly. Like I don't know, all freezer burnt and shit. I don't know. I think like Good Humor or somebody makes it, but
yeah, I think so.
But I bet that Vince McMahon is like, no, I'm not going to allow you to make it with like a different.
Oh.
Or I
You
can't
heard he's trying to
imagine
come
they didn't
back
sell
with
well
fucking
enough.
XFL.
I heard about that. I heard XFL's coming back.
Trying to bring that shit
so
back.
then
So maybe
maybe
he'll have
there's
XFL or ice cream bars.
Maybe there's hope then for the WWE ice cream bars or XFL ice cream bars. As long as they're the same fucking taste of the old ones. I mean, those were like seriously delicious.
No, I feel like when things come back out that have been away for a while, it's not like the same, you know?
Yeah, like I'm gonna know right away though, because I remember exactly what those things taste like.
Yep.
I'll know on the first bite, I'll be like, this is like a cheap knockoff.
Yeah. That's I'm trying to think of something that like was big like back in the day and then they came back out with it and then I was like,
Twinkies.
Nah, it's not.
Twinkies went away for like a year. Like they went
try
out
and
of
remodel
business.
themselves?
No, they went out of business, and then somebody bought the rights to make them. But for the second that, like, I even went out and bought Twinkies when they were gonna go out of business because I was like, somebody might not buy them again, and then I will never live another day of my life having eaten a Twinkie.
Yeah,
like, that's it. It's a wrap on Twinkies. So I went and I bought like 3 boxes of Twinkies. Yeah,
you should have kept them. They're probably still good.
That's the old thing is that Twinkies like last forever. Because they're so fucking jacked up with preservatives and shit.
Exactly. If you see like all the zombie movies or any like movies, that's the truck you want to like find is like a Hostess truck or some shit.
That shit probably has 0 nutritional value, but it's so delicious.
So bad.
It's so fucked up that the shit that tastes great is not good for you.
Yeah.
But then again, there are some things that are like kind of good for you that taste good. You know what I mean? But it's just not. So like Mexican food, for example. Like, the ingredients in Mexican food are, like, good for you. So
That's
you
true.
can have good-tasting Mexican food, and it's good for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, like, the only example I got.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. Like,
yeah, there's nothing that hits the spot like some fucking banging fried chicken or some, like, Krispy Kreme donuts or some shit that's, like, you eat it, and you're like, and this is making me healthy.
Yeah.
Like, if you have kale, you're not going to be like, oh, my God, I have a craving for it. It's like, no, that doesn't happen.
It's so fucked up that's it.
I
I remember on the Sour Powers that we get, like the skinny straw ones.
Yep.
You know, it's got like some like got some like kangaroo, like rabbity looking motherfucker on the front of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sour Power.
And they have on the bottom, like they're showcasing it. It says fat free on it. Motherfucker, no one's buying these shits because they're fat free.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Like
I guess technically, like through whatever concoction, Splenda, and all this crazy shit, it's fat free. But motherfucker, that shit is
doesn't
bad.
Matter. Yeah, and plus, like I think it. You know, I was reading about how like they tried to make it was the sugar industry that tried to demonize fat for the longest time, and they were like, "Fat's the problem. Fat's the problem. Fat's the problem." And don't worry about sugar or carbs. That's fine, but fats are the problem. And then it's all bullshit. Like, you're supposed to have a decent amount of fat in your diet. The thing you want to go lighter on is, like, the carbs and the fucking... So everybody was getting fat when they started eating fat-free shit. And everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? It's because you're going nuts on, like, you're eating big-ass bowls of pasta while you're eating some fat-free shit, and you think, oh, this is going to be good, but no. So
that's like fucking Oprah tried to do that shit. She had she was being Oprah, and we'll probably get to her later.
Oprah, yeah, of course.
But she tried to have this she came out with a whole weight loss thing or whatever, and then her big motto was like, if you want to eat the bread, eat the bread.
Oh.
And you'll still lose weight. And I was just like, no, I doubt that works. And I think magazines and shit came out later. It was just like, yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, there's no none of the fad diets work. Like, I think there are a bunch of diets that do work, but I think that they stand the test of time. Like, you're never going to have, I'm sure that looks good. I'm sure everybody's seen those commercials of drink this fucking shake twice and you lose 30 pounds in a week. It's like, no, bitch, stop. Like, the fad diets are bullshit. Or the Nutrisystems or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like, eat fucking cheeseburgers and pasta and you're going to be good. No, but there are different diets that work and have different purposes. Like the Mediterranean diet's supposed to be very healthy. The diet that always made me lose weight is a keto diet, where your body's in ketosis, so it burns fat for energy as opposed to burning carbs for energy, sugar for energy. So you just have to eat a diet that's high in fat and high in protein. But the problem with that is that's the shit that we do, that we've done a bunch of times. The problem with that, though, is your cholesterol levels could shoot up, and in the long run, it might not be great for your heart. But I've seen contradictory evidence on that, so I'm not sure exactly. But my point is that is a diet where I know you could lose weight on that, because I have. You know what I mean?
And, we've both had results from that shit.
Sure, yeah. But there's no shortcut, though. I mean, there's never a shortcut. It's just you're going to have to sacrifice. Like, the big thing for me, I'm Italian, and I had pasta like a motherfucker all the time growing up. And then when I had to do that diet, there's just no more pasta. Sorry, you just can't have pasta. Yep. You know, you want to cheat a little bit and cut around the edges, and usually you get grilled chicken, but you were like, you know what, I'm going to get a chicken parm tonight. Okay. Like, that's not as many carbs as a bowl of pasta, but it's still carbs in that. But, you should probably, what's they say, like 30 carbs or less a day or something on that diet if you wanted to do it ideally?
I think, maybe now that you say that, I think that's what it is.
Which is nothing. Like, you look at anything.
Everything has
has carbs in it. Yeah, that's nothing.
But everybody wants a shortcut. I mean,
you can't.
When it comes down to it, you got to work out.
Eat right,
and you got to
go to the gym. Exactly. Exactly.
Everybody wants a trainer to be like, hey, what can I do in this quick, 2 week? Like, no, motherfucker, you got to work out.
Yeah, you got to work out, and you got to eat at least
everybody
somewhat
wants
clean.
A fucking shortcut.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've been good since if people were wondering, I've been sticking to my thing from January 1st. I haven't really fucked up yet. The only things that whatever, this is like semi-cheating, but every now and then I have a bowl of cereal and it's not a good cereal. It's like a shitty cereal, but that's nothing really. Fine. Yeah.
What's the shitty cereal of choice?
Captain Crunch or Lucky Charms.
Oh, bangers.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Are you the type of dude that, I think Lucky Charms was we're coming out with a marshmallow-only cereal. Were you a fan of that?
Nah.
You need the mix?
Have the other thing in there, yeah. You can't just have that.
But do you seek out the marshmallows?
It's when you get a bite that has no marshmallows, that's a little bit of a downer. Like, you want to have at least one marshmallow in there, you know? Yeah. No, they're both good. And I hadn't had Captain Crunch in a long time, but I was like, damn, this shit is delicious.
Comes to play. Yep.
But outside of that, it's been a lot of grilled chicken, some brown rice, vegetables. I drink that V8 shit all the time.
Yeah, I saw that in the grocery store. Because it's
processed, but whatever. Because I'm not going to I'm going to buy all natural, ingredients and then grind it up in a thing, and I don't have time for that bullshit.
That's what my wife's been doing. She makes these smoothies, and she has to eat, I think they're prunes or some shit.
Damn.
Or I think it's prunes, and she mixes them into her shit, but they're like big-ass raisin-looking things.
Yeah, that's prunes, I think.
Yeah. And
I like raisins, but I don't think I like prunes.
No.
I think I
They
tried
look
prunes
nasty
once.
as fuck.
Yeah, I think I tried like prune juice, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It just sounds disgusting.
But I like raisins. Raisins are delicious. Do you not like raisins?
No, I'm not a fan of raisins, but I didn't mind getting that little, like, it was the red package, right, with that lady on the front.
Yeah. There's the raisins, California
She
raisins.
was always mad racist with like women on packages. Like
Aunt Jemima, remember Aunt Jemima?
Like, Mrs. Buttersworth.
Mrs.
My wife
Buttersworth.
That should be our poll, because I'm tight at my wife. She bought Mrs. Buttersworth, and I said, "Why the fuck didn't you buy Aunt Jemima?" Like, Aunt Jemima's the shit when it comes to syrup.
For syrup?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aunt Jemima. I love Aunt Jemima syrup. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
But that shit is dumb racist. Like, fuck the Washington Redskins. They should try and pull back Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, they're like, this is our slave who we're putting on the on this fucking on this
like
syrup.
Uncle Ben. Like, come on,
Uncle Ben. Oh my god.
Like, food companies were mad racist back in the day.
You know, it's interesting. You're right about that. I think you're right about that. But at the same time, I feel like it's been around for so long that it's almost lost the fact that it's racist, because now it's just Uncle Ben. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
like, you're right that the roots of it are like
San Francisco, like cooking food. He was cooking food for like some white dude.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because I can't even live in San Francisco, and I got like fucking job. I got some money, like, but I'm not cooking nothing. I go to San Francisco, I'm broke as shit.
Okay, so you wanted to do Aunt Jemima versus Miss Buttersworth as one of the polls. I got to add this to the list. I don't know. Should we do all three of these I'm thinking of today or no?
Man, fuck it. I think Aunt Jemima will win in a landslide. That might just be an easy one. Because I don't think anybody fucks with Mrs. Buttersworth.
Okay, hold on. I'm writing this in. Okay, we're going to do it today, so I'll just go right to the poll. But here are the ones I was thinking. You're going to love these. So the first one is, who's better? Or actually, I don't even know how I want to word this question, because I feel like I might want to word it by like messaging. By bringing up MJ, Michael Jackson, by saying like, who's the best since Michael Jackson, or who's Michael Jackson's heir apparent, or
okay.
And the choices are Usher, Chris Brown, or Justin Timberlake. That's a good poll question.
That is good.
That's a good poll question.
Yeah. I'm trying. Who?
I don't even. My mind isn't made up on this, which is why I'm bringing it up to you so that I could hear your argument out, because I haven't made my mind up.
It depends on like so much shit. There's so many variables. Like, if you're like a with it young, like light skin dude, you're gonna pick Chris Brown. But if you're like a corny, like white college kid, you're gonna pick Justin Timberlake.
But so that I anticipated you might say that. But what's interesting is you know who Charlemagne is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Charlemagne has a video up from a few years ago where he was, doing an interview, and he said, hands down, Justin Timberlake is better than Chris Brown and is the person who's following Michael Jackson as the king of pop. He said hands down. And then he went through a list of Justin Timberlake songs and was like, this is a Michael Jackson song. Like, that's what this is. Like, I think he mentioned Take Back the Night. And then he said, remember when he did that thing at like the MTV Music Awards or some shit? He did like all of his songs, and that shit went on for like 25 minutes, and every one of his songs was just banger, 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 banger.
That's true. You might have just swayed me, because I think Justin Timberlake also embraces it more than like Chris Brown is that dude who plays basketball who's just got crazy talent, but like doesn't know how to really like harness that shit in, So I don't think that makes him the MJ. Like.
But now I feel like I want to make an argument.
But he's got that crazy factor too, with he's beating women.
But put all that aside for a minute, because like Michael Jackson was maybe diddling little boys.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what
made Michael Jackson Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
So Chris Brown might get that.
So who's more likely to molest kids? That's what the poll would be. I think I don't know, man. Like, to me, I think Justin Timberlake is great, but there's always a chance that when I hear one of his songs, a certain song, I'm like, meh. Like, most of the time, I'm like, this shit is hot. But sometimes I'm like, meh.
Did you hear his newest shit that he just came out with?
Yeah, like, it's okay. Like, it's all right.
That's the same thing that I thought.
Right, but when I hear Chris Brown's song, it's almost a guarantee. I'm like, this shit is going to be fire. And then I hear it, and I'm like, this is fire.
That is true.
Yeah, but as a raw number, though, Justin might have more songs that are hits that I love, but it's like a guarantee that whatever song Chris Brown releases, I'm gonna love. Whereas Usher's got
I forgot about Usher.
bangers, but for him, I feel like he doesn't release enough. You know what I mean?
I'm going to throw somebody else in the mix, too.
Go ahead. Because I didn't tweet the poll yet.
Bruno Mars.
I'll add him to the poll, but fuck that guy.
he's up there, too.
He's going to win the poll, though. That's the problem, is that
he'll get like 7%. Fuck, what? No one fucks with him.
But he's like the more cookie-cutter one of all of them, even more than Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, if anybody really is a second coming.
He's so cookie-cutter, and he's like newer. So people are gonna be, I love Bruno Mars. You see,
he did get, he got caught with like cocaine, right, in like Las Vegas. Yeah,
that's why that motherfucker's always working.
Yeah, he got like cocaine charges or some shit in Vegas, like nightclub or something like that, a couple of years ago.
Let him go. Fuck you guys. Why are you fucking with people? Shit. Okay, so I'm just gonna put who's better. Justin Timberlake. My guess is this: it's gonna be close between Justin Timberlake and Usher. It's gonna be Justin Timberlake and Bruno Mars, 1 and 2. Usher 3. Chris Brown 4.
You think Chris Brown's going to be 4?
I think he's going to be 4th because ever since the thing with Rihanna, even though we're trying to put that aside for purposes of the music, people aren't going to put that aside. You know?
Yeah. That's why I was having that argument with someone the other day. Or not the other day, maybe a month ago. I was trying to say I could still hear a Chris Brown song and be like, that's a good song regardless of what he did to Rihanna, you know? And does that make me fucked up?
Well, yeah, that's like
I still think
Tiger Woods had sex with 87 women
exactly
while he was married, and that doesn't mean he was not one of the best golfers ever. Fucking,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, there's a lot of
Louis C.K.'s still funny.
Yeah, Louis C.K., there's another great example, that he's hilarious, but he just jerks off in front of people.
yeah, he does weird shit.
That's not excusing it. It's just saying that didn't take away from his, like, that being that crazy of a person maybe contributed to him being such a brilliant comic, but it also contributed to him being fucked up and committing crimes sexually.
Yeah. I didn't hear that shit and then be like, oh, Louis C.K.'s not funny anymore.
Okay, so I'm adding Bruno Mars to the poll, right?
Yeah, I think he needs to be added to that one.
So I just did who's better, Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, Bruno Mars, Usher.
And then do who would you rather?
Who would you rather, the Spice Girls or Hanson?
Hanson. My sister saw Hanson in like a New York City street one time.
Oh, really? Did they look
just
like
girls?
On the corner. I literally thought they
so.
were girls for a while, and then my sister was like, no, they're guys. I was like, stop playing. She was like, no, they're guys. I was like, what? I still remember that, like, vividly.
They could have been girls in their first video. They all had the long-ass hair playing the drums.
And the song is like, high pitch. Bop da blit da bop da pop, suck dick, sucking on dick, sucking balls.
They should just come back out with that song. Like, it was so long ago that they could come back out with it.
That's a good point. I've thought of that before. Like, what if, like, a song that was just super hot that just somebody new does it who's really popular now? Like, if Justin Bieber recycled some shit from, like, whatever, from, like, NSYNC or BB Mac or some shit, people be like, oh, this shit is new. And we'd be like, no, that shit came out in 1997. But it would be so much bigger because Justin Bieber's singing it.
They do that with, like, clothes and all this shit and toys and, like, all this stuff.
There's, like, a cycle.
Why can't, like, Cisco, who's been gone for so long, who probably needs money, just come back out as Cisco and just come back out with the thong song? Like, every young
Cisco
kid
wouldn't be able to do it. Somebody else would have to do it. Like,
Cisco can do that shit. No one knows him.
Nah, people laugh Cisco out the room, son.
Nah, he came back with some silver hair.
He's old. He probably got a beer belly now. And just, like, he's got no hair instead of the white hair. And people are like, where's your white hair?
That's true. He's probably balding and just, like, looks defeated now.
Yeah. By the way, the results... There's 43 votes. I'll just tell you what it's like now. We'll come back later.
Like 4 seconds.
43 votes so far. I'll tell you what it's at now. Bruno Mars, 60%. Justin Timberlake, 33%. Chris Brown, 5%. Usher, 2%. But it's super early. It's super early. But I told you fucking Bruno Mars, who, by the way, on my list is last. So here's what I think I'm going to go with, even though I'm kind of torn on all this.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go Justin Timberlake and Chris Brown tied for first, Usher second, Bruno Mars third. And that's a cop-out because I'm doing tied for first, but I genuinely struggle with Justin Timberlake or Chris Brown.
I think I gotta go Justin Timberlake 1, Bruno 2, Usher, and then Chris Brown.
Damn, you going Chris Brown 4th. You're still mad at him about Rihanna, man.
Yeah, no, not even mad at him. It's like I don't think now putting him with those other three, I don't think he's on the same playing field.
I do, but I just love. But that's just it's subjective because I just really like his music. Like
he's like the Q Rich of the crew.
Nah, that's fucked up, son. That's disrespectful. Quentin Richardson. That's Cisco. We were just talking about Cisco. No. Cisco's Quentin Richardson.
Richardson would be on the court with Jordan and Kobe, thinking he's Jordan and Kobe. Like,
yeah, Chris Brown. That's the crew. That's Quentin Richardson's thing. Like, I'm nice, right? Brown. Y'all want to sign me? Like, dude, you're 43. You haven't played in 3 years. Yeah, but do y'all want to sign me?
Well, Chris Brown could get fat or some shit. Like MJ never really.
He's skinny as
off.
fuck because he's doing so much coke.
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason I think he's so good is because he's drugged up like a motherfucker and he's like super high and just doing 80 songs a day. But
yeah, that's pretty true.
Okay, the other poll. So we'll do Aunt Jemima versus Miss Buttersworth. But here's this one we're gonna have to argue over.
Okay.
McDonald's versus Burger King versus Wendy's versus White Castle. That is a poll of all polls.
I'm going to stay true to my number one. And I think if there was one fast food, I'd choose Burger King, number one.
Okay.
I'm tight at them because they switched their fries like a couple years back.
Give me the rest of it.
Burger King.
You have them at number one.
Was Wendy's on that list?
Wendy's is on that list.
Okay, I'm going to go Burger King, Wendy's, White Castle, McDonald's.
So we don't agree, but we're not far apart. So I like number one for me, Wendy's.
I knew you were going to pick Wendy's.
Number 2, White Castle. Number 3, Burger King. Number 4, McDonald's. And Burger King stepped their game up to the point where I considered putting them at number 2, but I just can't put them in front of White Castle. But recently they've been on, like, they're just great. Like, I had a shake from them. What?
I fuck with Burger King.
Yeah, they're great. I had a shake from them, and usually a shake would hurt my stomach because I'm like a little bit lactose intolerant. But their shake doesn't fuck up my stomach. I don't know why.
Banging desserts.
I've never had. I don't think any of their desserts.
Really?
I just had shakes from there. Yeah. What are their desserts?
They have like this like Oreo sundae shit. It like comes in like a pie looking like it looks like a slice of cake.
Okay. Next cheat day, I got to go there and get that.
Yeah, their dessert menu is up there.
Well, I love all their chicken sandwiches. You love the long one. I love the long one. I love the new one though. The new one is my favorite, I think. It's so good.
That long shit is
and
just
their fries. I love their fries too. People shit on their fries. Ah, that's crazy. I like their fries.
They changed them. I might have been like 9 years old, and I think one day I went back to Burger King and they changed the shits. They used to have the McDonald's type fries.
Oh, did they? Maybe there was a lawsuit or something.
Possibly, because then like the next day I went back, they were mad like potato-y, and I was like, these are too. Like they're too potato-y.
Well, the one at the Burger King, I've had Burger King fries in the past. That by my old job there was a Burger King. They didn't have the best fries, but the Burger King that's near me now has banging fries. But
there's a difference?
Yeah, it might. I don't know. It might be because they don't clean out their fucking fryer as much. That's what I notice is that when people don't clean out their fryer, it usually makes shit taste better, even though it's probably worse for you.
Probably, yeah. The grimiest spots have like, if you go to like old barbecue joints, the like pits they use are like. Yeah. Like the better ones are ones that are like disgusting and dirty and like from when they first founded the place. Same with pizzerias. Like, oh, this oven's been here since 19. There's a place in New Haven, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. There's 2 pizza places on the same street. They're both banging. Mm-hmm. It's called Sally's Pizza. It's called like a Sally's, but I think they just call it Sally's. And then there's Don Pepe's. And they both like compete with each other, but they've been around from like 1901 or some shit. And the oven at Sally's, and probably Pepe's too, is like from 1901, which would have to be like some health violation shit, you would think. but it makes the pizza taste absolutely banging, and they get a line out the door.
I wonder why that is. Right?
That like shit tastes
why?
better, like
how does that happen?
Well, if you think about it, my favorite pair of boxers are the ones that are like the most like beat up and worn in and like from the first pair that I've gotten.
Been farting in them since 1997. You're like, these are my favorites. A
baseball glove shit broken in tastes better and feels better.
You know what? That is a good point. Is it just because you get used to the feel of it? But no, it wouldn't be because you get used to the taste of the food. The food just tastes better. Yeah, there's a fryer that I had. There was this deli by my old job where I used to get some chicken fingers from there for every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear they probably literally never cleaned out their fryer in the history, in its history of having that place open, because they were the most delicious fucking chicken fingers I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going up now. Is the
Jemima's gonna blow. I hope it's 100-0, because fuck Mrs. Buttersworth, that fake ass bitch copied her. She copied Miss Jemima's
I love
swag.
how angry you are at Mrs.
Because it's not the same syrup at all. Like, my wife was trying to just be like, "Oh, it's syrup. Just put it on the pancakes." I was like, "No, like."
Is it Miss or
different.
Mrs. Buttersworth?
I think she's married. I think there's a Mr.
Mrs. Butters.
That would be gangster if there was a Mr. Buttersworth, because I would change my last name to that. Like, if I was Ron Artest and I'm changing my last name to, like, World Peace and Panda's Best Friend, the next last name I would change my shit to is Mr. Buttersworth.
Ron Artest was like, that's a good name too. Like, you shouldn't change that name. That's a nice name. Like,
Son, he changed his name
powerful.
to Meta World Peace. His jersey said World Peace on it.
Yeah.
I still got to get one of those jerseys. It's my favorite. And he was on the Knicks too.
For how many years? Oh, he was on the Knicks. How many years was he on the Knicks?
Maybe 1 or 2 years or something. He was on the team that I think did pretty well with, I think, like Jason Kidd and them.
Okay.
But Panda's Best Friend. That should be another one of your polls. Is would you change your name to Panda's Best Friend?
0%. Miss Butters. There's like a hyphen in it too. It's weird.
Is there?
It's Miss Butterworth's. Right?
Yeah. Fuck her.
Wait, am I fucking it up? I love how I'm trying to make sure I spell this shit right, even though it's fucking syrup. But I bet the reason why Aunt Jemima's taste better is that it's just so sugary. You know,
maybe, but it's also like
pack that shit
the
full
consistency's thinner. Like, if you take both of them, and I hope one of our listeners is like into our podcast enough where they'll buy both and dump both of them out, and you'll see the consistency on Mrs. Buttersworth is mad thick and slow, and then Jemima's you pour out.
Oh, it's a little.
It's just like
little smoother. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. You're so right about how racist it is, because as I'm typing Aunt Jemima, I'm like cringing. I'm like this looks racist. Aunt Jemima. Oh, it is so racist. Holy shit. Yeah, it's the literal slave, like Aunt Jemima since 1889. I'm looking at the Google image pictures.
Son, this is someone's Halloween costume. That's OD.
Oh, what?
Yeah, food shit is fucked up. Why does nobody have protests against like food companies that do fucked up shit?
To be fair, that shit is like last on the list of shit we should really be concerned about. But you're right, it is racist as fuck.
Yeah, but people want to get riled up over everything else.
They do believe me, believe me, they'll get to it soon. They'll get to that shit soon.
Like Italians getting tight at Chef Boyardee, like, oh, that's fucked up.
They got tight over Jersey Shore, like big time tight.
Did they?
Yeah, they were like the Italian American Club was like, this show should be canceled because it portrays Italian Americans.
Because we can't bet on it.
Light and yada yada. You can't bet on it. Okay.
What else is there that's fucked up?
Hold on one sec. I'm just finishing. I like how it's taken me fucking forever to get these polls up. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world, but I'm an idiot. Why is this not working? I gotta retype it in.
Oh man, my stomach's been percolating lately.
I was gonna say you started eating better, but you were just eating the fucking nerd rope.
I know, I fucked up. I started Monday well. Monday went well.
And you went a day, and then you're like, fuck this.
Yeah. No, you know what we did do this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife made a list of shit we were gonna do. I think we made the list on Saturday.
The list. I was gonna ask you about that because I started doing that too. Do you like it?
Yeah, we love that shit. Like like at the end of the day, we were like, we did everything but one thing, and that was the hardest shit to do.
Yeah, but you probably got more accomplished than if you didn't make the list.
Oh, we got mad shit accomplished because like we were like, all right, what's next? Like, and you had some shit to follow off. It actually helped a lot.
Son, I started doing it too, and I love it. I love it because you just feel. I felt like when I went to sleep every night since I started doing it, it's like, okay, I accomplished the shit that I had on my schedule. Mm-hmm. Whereas even if you did it, but it wasn't written down, you just feel like, whatever, I just lived a day, as opposed to like, no, there are checks in like, what I was supposed to be doing.
Yep.
What'd you do? You put it in the notepad of your phone, or you jotted it down, or what'd you do?
No, I think we just wrote it down. She had like a notepad or some shit and put it on. No, okay. The shit we didn't do was we had to seal our windows, like the top windows, which are mad high, so you got to get a ladder and do that shit. Mm-hmm. So we did everything else, and then at the end of the day, we were just like, yeah, we didn't seal the windows. I was like, yeah, we weren't going to do that shit.
That does sound hard. What the fuck?
Yeah, you could like seal your windows so no cold air gets in. Okay. Oh, and I've been fucking feeling sick.
All the polls are up. Thank goodness. Well, you feel sick because it's fucking negative 84 degrees where you are.
Not even that. If I was still driving to work, because now I take the train, and I told you, like, you have to sit next to people, and, like, people, like, fucking are, like, wiping their snot.
Especially in the morning, sneezing. People just wake up, and they're, like, you don't want to fucking be around all these people.
No. People, like, coughing and shit, and then, like, that's what I get exposed to, and I try to, like, cover... I'm about to be like one of those fucking like
germaphobes, yeah.
I'm gonna wear a mask soon, bro. Like I used to make fun of those people, but
that would be gangster if you wore a mask.
I'm not gonna actually do it. That would be
gangster. Because that's like on some next level. I don't give a fuck what society says about me right now type shit.
A lot of Asian people do that shit, and they're like trendsetters for a lot of shit. They started that mask stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'm like a semi-germaphobe. The number of times per day I use the like Purell thing on my hand.
Oh, you use it?
A lot. I use it like 4 or 5 times a day.
Yeah, I'm not a germaphobe, but I'll get on the like I guess in a sense I am a little bit, but I'll get on the subway and still like grab the handlebar and like I'm not like crazy like that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not like who's the guy who won't shake people's hands? The game show host.
Oh, Howie Mandel.
Yeah, I'm not like him, but like I'll use that shit all the time. And I like it better than washing hands. When I wash my hands feel like super dry after, and I need to put moisturizer on them. I never used to have that, but when I hit a certain age, like when I wash my hands, they get so dry now that it's like I can't wash my hands without having like moisturizer there.
Yeah. Do you moisturize your face and shit? Because I've been starting to do it a little bit more.
Yeah, I do. I've had to do my face because it's the same thing. Like when I get out of the shower, I'll like if I try to move my mouth like this, like. Or something like that. Like when I talk, you could feel how dry everything is. Mm-hmm. But I didn't used to. When I was younger, I had the most oily skin on the planet. It was just like I was matted in fucking olive oil or grease on my face.
Yeah, same with me. I used to have grease too.
Yeah, but then at a certain point, it went away after I used Accutane. Accutane to get rid of the old acne. And just now I wish I had some of that oil back because now I have like no oil.
There used to be times in class I would like wipe my forehead and it would just like you would see that shit like on my hand.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, I was fucking like greasy.
You remember the rice patty papers where you could pat?
Yeah, I used the Clearasil.
Son, I could use like 8 of those papers and still have like grease on my shit.
That shit I think used to fake you out because you would like pull it out the thing and then you would put it on your face and it would come back like all black or whatever.
No, not. We're talking about different things. I'm talking about like.
What are you talking about?
It's like an oil pad, like a grease pad.
Grease pad.
It's like it's almost like it's got like a ricey. It's like
like the Clearasil wipes.
The one I got wasn't Clearasil. It was some Asian company.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it was just like almost looked like very light sandpaper that was like kind of powdery, and you take it and you put it on your face, and it gets rid of your oil on your skin. And even somebody who looked like they didn't have that much oil, if they touched it, you could see a little bit of the oil being absorbed onto the paper. But really? I was so oily, I would take one of these things, I could literally stick it to my face. It was so bad. Because I just had terrible, terrible skin.
Yeah, but I mean, oily is not bad. That just means like your skin.
I had acne too, man. I was so self-conscious about that because I had terrible acne. I mean,
yeah, but everyone fucking has that shit at that age.
Yeah, but then I was also I'm a dumb person who tries to like pop it and then I make it look disgusting, like I'm a drug addict and I have like holes in my fucking face.
Have you ever seen this dude? Oh, you don't have Instagram, but I think it's an Instagram thing, and I can't look at this shit. It's like Dr. Pimple Popper or something like that.
No, I can't watch. I can't look at that shit.
I can't look at that shit, but supposedly it's got like millions of things, and it's getting its own TV show now on like E or something.
Well, it's funny because it's getting its own TV show on E. What the fuck?
I don't know if it's E, but it's getting a TV show on like some
Oh my God.
station
Why? That's so bad.
The same shit, that the Kardashians are on our E, right? So I think it's E.
Yeah. God, I can't believe it's getting a show. But it is true. I don't know how you feel about it, but whenever I see a whitehead, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pop that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's something that feels really relieving when you do it.
It probably helps the pimple too.
I don't know about that. Well, they say if you pull away, if you pull your skin away and let it like almost come out naturally, that's better than if you push it to force it out. If you pull it to open it, but it's like it's got to be pretty ready to go for you to be able to pop it by pulling it.
Ugh.
That is disgusting, isn't it? Yeah.
Woo! I'm watching the St. John's Georgetown game.
Oh yeah, is that the big game that everybody's talking about or no?
Well, Patrick Ewing is the coach of Georgetown now, and he's at the game's at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, okay.
And Chris Mullen is the coach of St. John's.
Yeah, I saw you responding to a tweet earlier about that.
Yeah, he was my favorite player, Chris Mullen. And so they used to play, like Chris Mullen played for St. John's, Patrick Ewing played for Georgetown. Now they're both the coaches, which is pretty fucking crazy.
That is pretty crazy. They
like at the same time they played against each other. Now they're coaching against each other.
Do you bet on March Madness at all when it comes around?
I used to a lot, not really anymore.
That's the only thing that could get me interested in it is if I bet a little bit on it.
Yeah, it's always good to have something on the game. Like you're a little bit more. I know Barkley does. Like me and Barkley bet on the same game. When Villanova won the national championship, Barkley put. I mean, he'd probably put like $1 million down or some shit. But they were a big underdog. And he must have won a lot of money.
I always feel like if I bet on golf, I could make a lot of money because I know enough about it. But you got to bet. What's it called when you bet the game straight up and not with the spread? Is that called money line or something?
Yeah.
Okay, money line. I feel like that's the only way I do it because nobody knows if they're going to beat the spread or not. You know, like that's hard. That's really hard to figure that out. Because it's like a handicapping system. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they do that in the NBA. Like you're going to give the Knicks 8 points.
Exactly. Golden State spots the fucking Sacramento 12 points. You know what I mean?
Usually theirs is like 15 plus or something like that.
So it's like who knows with the spread, but you get a good idea without the spread. Like you could really be pretty accurate with a lot of your predictions.
Well, they don't do they when Hillary was running against Trump, they were letting people vote on that, and they were like getting crazy good odds on Donald Trump. Like if you would pick Donald Trump back when
like early on at the beginning of the process, you could have made a lot of money.
Yeah, if you put like $100, you probably could have won like at least, I don't know, 1,000 or something like that.
Made a lot of money for sure.
Something crazy.
I remember on election night when he became the favorite, when everything was rolling in.
Yeah.
And then on election night, they're like, Donald Trump is now more likely than Hillary Clinton to be the next president of the United States. Everybody was like, what?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, are you serious? That's what's happening?
That's what I kept saying the whole time. I was like, no, Hillary's states will roll in later or some shit. And then there was one point where I was like, that shit's not rolling. Like, she's not got this shit.
Well, I
think I even texted you, like, yo, we good?
And I was like,
nah, we ain't good.
Nope. This guy's going to win, son. He's going to win. Good. I think I knew it when Florida went down. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know? I was more right than I realized. Like, when you're in the primary, you go back and look. Like, I was doing warning segments where I was like, for fuck's sake, if it's Hillary versus Trump, Trump can win. Look out. God damn it, he can win. So I was warning during the primary, like, it's got to be Bernie. If it's got to be Bernie versus Trump, it has to be Bernie. But then you go back and you watch those segments, and it's like, damn, I was more right than I realized. Like, with Hillary.
Yeah, you were saying from a while back that, like, you were like, if people, like, the first things you were saying were, like, if people don't do this, blah, 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 like, he could win this shit, or like he could have a chance at this shit.
Yeah, because she was just such a bad candidate, man. Like everything was just fucking platitudes and cliches, and I mean, even her slogan "I'm with her" is just so selfish. I mean, you open up the door, like you opened up the door for Trump to go. She says, I'm with her. I say I'm with you, the American people.
Yeah.
So all he needed to do was just pretend to care about people, and everybody was like, oh, okay. We'll go with him. So he was a bigot, which the Republican base loves, and then he was a populist on economics, way more so than any other Republican in his rhetoric. And Hillary's out there. She's got zero message. Nobody could tell you what the fuck she stands for. And then the other thing is that the establishment media was so convinced that she was going to win. Like, they were just so convinced that I was like, they went so over the top with it that it's like, I don't know what you're basing this on. Like, what are you basing it on? They were just so utterly convinced from day one that, like, it's a guarantee she's a shoo-in. But, like, it's almost like you could sense in the country this feeling of, like, just because you all seem so convinced, we're just going to fucking say fuck you and do the opposite.
Yep. Did he do his, like, fake news awards yet? Shit?
No, I think he's doing it Wednesday.
That shit is so crazy.
He's such a... You read
the same shit
tweets,
he says,
right?
fake news. When that book came out, he was fucking quoting, like, the New York Times, saying that the author was, like all this shit about the author wasn't true or whatever. He was, like, quoting the New York Times and CNN.
Yeah, so it's fake news unless it makes a point that he likes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, exactly. Anything he doesn't like is fake news. But somebody else made a good point. They said so they went after Bannon, like Trump went after Bannon for Bannon making comments about him that he didn't like and stuff. And then the next day, Trump is like, the book is fake news. It's like, but wait, then why'd you get mad at Steve Bannon if it's fake news?
Well, yeah, they
you
sued.
acted like it's not fake news, and now you're saying it's fake news. But no, you already, like, Steve Bannon just got fired from Breitbart. Like, and, obviously Trump's been shitting on him since Bannon's comments came out. But it's like, so how can, if you're saying the book is fake news, then why aren't you still buddy-buddy with Bannon? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, there's no logic. It's just.
There's nothing.
Yeah. I want to read I'm sure people have heard them by now, but I want to read the tweets from the other night that I just was, like, floored, because you read tweets like this from him from, like, 2013 and shit.
Yeah. Oh, they're old tweets of his?
Yeah, they're, I'm saying, like, you see those old tweets, and you're like, oh, man, did he say some, like, really embarrassing shit?
Mm-hmm.
But then he said, now he still says the same shit, and he's president.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one, like, I'm like a really smart person. Like, he tweeted something like that. Hold on, I'm gonna read it to you if I could find it. This guy tweets more than I do.
I just blocked him the fuck out.
What?
I just blocked him out. Like, he's like that fucking hashtag not my president. Like, I don't. What the fuck is going on with him? Like, I don't listen to any of his speeches. I don't know when he talks, when he gives speeches, what he's doing, which I guess is bad, but also good, because I don't want to know what the fuck that motherfucker is doing.
Okay, let's see. I think I found it. By the way, your network connection is shitty right now.
Really?
Yeah, it says poor network connection. We'll keep it rolling, but that shit is... Your face looks like you're coming to me from 1978 with how blurry it is.
I'm like being born.
Okay, here we go. He said, now that Russian collusion, after 1 year of intense study, has proven to be a total hoax on the American public, the Democrats and their lapdogs, the fake news mainstream media, are taking out the old Ronald Reagan playbook and screaming mental stability and intelligence. Actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being, like, really smart. Crooked Hillary Clinton also played these cards very hard, and as everyone knows, went down in flames. I went from very successful businessman to top TV star to President of the United States on my first try. I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that. He called himself, quote, really smart, and a, quote, very stable genius in 2 tweets back to back. Like, you don't... I found it hard to fathom that he doesn't realize how stupid that makes him look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
he doesn't
like,
give a fuck.
But it's like, you have to be
At this point, like, he doesn't, like... There's nothing he says or anything he can do that he'll give a fuck about. Like, there's nothing that's going to piss him off, you know? The thing that piss him off the most is, but he's not for that motherfucker. Like, if there was no news on him,
dude, you might have to
like, then he'd get tight.
You might have to like fuck with your internet connection, like move some shit around or something.
You can't hear me?
Well, I could barely hear you, but you're probably cutting in and out like a motherfucker for anybody who's listening to this. But I think he does care. I did hear you say that you don't think Trump cares. I think he does care, man.
Yeah.
I think he does because he's so fucking insecure, and all he wants is like the acceptance and approval of people that he thinks who have status. You know what I mean? Like, he looks at the media. He wants the media to do fawning praise over him and talk about how great he is and talk about how amazing his business is. The connection got a little better, by the way. He wants the media to say, like, we love you and you're a great president and all this stuff. And that's why, like, there's a reason he's calling himself a very stable genius and very smart, because nobody else will. Because he's not those things.
He just does that to, like, play the game. Like, he just does that because he knows it's going to get, like, fucking eyeballs on that shit.
There's no strategy. There's no strategy there. Look, I don't know. Here's the conversations here's the things I'm open to believing. Either he's super duper insecure and all of this bravado is like masking his insecurity. That's possible. Or he's just really, really arrogant but dumb at the same time, and he really thinks he's as great as he says he is. You know what I mean? Like, those are the two things that...
Yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting dude. I don't think he gives a fuck what anybody thinks.
Really? So you think it's all... So you think when he says, I'm like a really smart person, that's him like... He's actually like, I need to share with everybody how smart I am. Like, that's how he's thinking?
No, I think he just puts that out because he knows, like, it's going to stir up reactions with people. Like, I think he just likes fucking with people.
No, he's not a grand chess master, I don't think. Because that's...
Like, he can't actually think, like, I'm going to tweet this shit because I got to tell people I'm smart. I think he's just like, if I tweet this, people are going to say I'm fucking not smart, and then they're going to start debating on if I'm smart or not.
No way he thinks in chess moves like that. Like, gauging people's reactions. No way he does that.
I don't know. I heard some stories. They said this motherfucker with the Trump Towers used to have people, like, he would have married couples or some shit come up to his house, like, come up to the Trump Towers. He would separate the husband and the wife.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear this? He'd keep the husband in the room. He'd have his secretary put the phone on speakerphone. He'd bring in like an attractive girl or something like that, and then
get
like
them to start talking about fucking. Yeah,
like start talking about the girl or something. Like, who thinks of that? Like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's when he was younger. Now he's older, and he look.
But once a sly like thinker like that, like he's on some sly New York shit. Like he knows some shit.
Nah.
I think he knows how to fuck with like dumb people from like weird fucking like Wyoming or some shit.
But then there's the
shout out to Wyoming.
Then there's the opposite side of the coin though, which is the part that you're not discussing, which is like in this book that just came out, they were talking about how, and we saw this too on TV when it came to his tax plan and when it came to his healthcare plan. He didn't know anything about it. So like they would ask him about, like, how's it? Tell us about the different provisions in your tax proposal. Like the media would ask him this,
and he definitely doesn't know any of that shit.
And he would be like, "Well, we're working on a final bill, and this bill is tremendous, one of the best bills I've ever seen. And Paul Ryan's doing a great job keeping everything together with Mitch McConnell. It really is unbelievable. The people I'm working with,
like
some of the best people."
You ask like CEOs of companies and shit like that, they know big picture shit.
Dude, but it's not even that he knows big picture shit. When they ask him directly, can you name like any provision from your bill? They can't name it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
I bet you if you were to ask like the CEO of some company just like some minor question that like a low level, entry level person would know, like, hey, what branch do you go to get this problem solved? They'd be like, oh, you go through Janice in accounting or some shit. You ask the CEO, he'd be like, oh.
You're bending over backwards to make excuses for his stupidity, man. I'm telling you. Look, like Obama. Imagine Obama. Now, I have many problems with Obama, but there's no way he wasn't well-versed in the provisions of Obamacare.
No, Obama was definitely a smarter fucking guy than Trump, like, when it comes down to...
Right.
But I think street smart? Like, Trump knows his shit, probably.
If he knew his shit, like, I know the argument you're trying to make is that he's like...
Well, there's the argument. There's always the big
media.
argument. Is
he's
it better
playing
to be
the media.
smart?
He's playing everybody, right? Like
Yeah.
But then, like, okay, so that means he would be good at messaging and like beating them. But like, no, the idiot was bragging about his tax plan, which had a 17% approval rating. Like, that's not chess. That's just a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, he acts. Yeah. He doesn't know any of the details of anything. He brags about shit that's like embarrassing to brag about. He sounds like super insecure when he says shit like, I'm like a really smart person, fake news media, you know? And then there are reports from the book that everybody around him is like, he's got the attention span of a fucking toddler. Like, he wakes up and just has to watch fucking Fox and Friends and tweet while he's watching it. So I don't think... There's no way.
Did the dude say he like throws his shirt on the ground, and then if someone tries to pick it up, he's like, "No, don't pick it up. If I put it on the ground, it's on there for a reason or something."
I didn't hear that, but I don't.
Yeah,
I
think that's what they said in the book.
Yeah, and
he,
remember,
purposely puts his shirt on the ground, and then
this is a guy who said, you know, not working out is better for you because you're saving up your life energy. Like, that's what he says. He says,
I could sort of get down on that one.
Well, that's just because it makes us feel good, because it makes us feel good about our laziness, but we know it's not true.
But look at dogs. Like, my dogs have been around for fucking years and years.
It's a scientific fact that working out is going to extend your life. That's not a question.
I don't know. I mean, like...
I do know. That's a scientific fact. That's like, okay, if you run around, you get the blood flow, and you're cleaning out your fucking arteries and shit, you're upping your cardio, you're getting stronger. It's healthier to work out, to be fucking fit.
I look at, like, when I go to Dominican Republic and I see, like, just, like, Dominicans who just, like, these old grandfathers and grandmothers or whatever, like, that just sit on their porch. They must be, like, 109 years old. Why? Because they've just done that shit their whole life. They just chill and they just sit on their porch. And, like, us, we go to work and we stress and we're high-strung. And, yeah, that's, like, working out. But we die when we're, like, 50, 60 years old. Those motherfuckers live till they're like 115 because they just chill. And they just
somebody
like sit
look
on
up the ages of the average age in the U.S. and the average age in the Dominican Republic. I bet you in the U.S. we live longer than in the Dominican Republic.
I don't know. I'll put money on like DR.
Don't put money on it. Don't do it.
Dude,
you're gonna
have
lose.
you ever been there? There's so many old people. Just
sure. There's old people, but there's a lot of old people. Yeah. First of all, we're not having a debate about whether or not working out is good for you. Of course it's good for you.
I know. No, I know. Sometimes I think irrationally.
I wish that was the case too. In fact, that's one of the things we spoke about on the podcast. I wish that was true, that like, oh, you just save up your life energy and then you live longer, because then you just lay down all day and be like, you're good. But that's just a thing that's nice to believe, but it's not. There's no evidence for it. It's the evidence. But Trump actually believes that, man. So that's my point. That he's not a fucking chess master. He's like a jackass, you know. But
isn't there like that faith healing shit?
I will give you this, like the fact that he is kind of like a knee-jerk reactionary guy, where he just kind of blurts shit out. That actually helped him in the election, because Hillary came across as so inauthentic.
Yeah,
and so
and shit.
Overly calculating, whereas Trump came across, even though he's an idiot, like at least when he said some shit, it was just whatever the first thing that came to his mind was, and it came across as more authentic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas she's overly calculating and planning everything out, and it just comes across worse. You know, it's just like ugh, like it just feels gross. Whereas Trump talks, like at least that's just a dude talking.
Yeah.
So that I think it worked out that it looked like, you know, it worked out in a way that it's like a chess match and he won, but that's all by accident.
That's why some of those best moments that come out from like the news stations or radio edits are like when they're authentic and off the air, or they think they're off the air, and like, you fucked with the lights or something like that, and then they're like, it goes viral and people love that shit because it's not what they normally see. Mm-hmm. And people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like good or bad, you know, but it's getting reaction out of people as opposed to just like some regular news station just doing what they think they're going to do.
Yeah, it's a real moment.
You should leave your camera on for a second and like be like, what the fuck?
The whole show is real, so people get the gist of it. But do you heard that Trump apparently didn't want to win? That was in the...
I heard that.
And Melania was crying. That's what's in the book.
That they won?
Well, yeah, because she didn't want to be first lady. She didn't want to go through all that shit. And so the night that he won, she was crying. That's what they say.
I could probably see that he didn't want to win like early on and maybe midway through, but like I feel like that like the actual day of the voting when the results were coming in, that motherfucker wanted to get that shit.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that to believe, like how much of what's in the book to believe. You know what I mean? Because
probably not to actually be the president, but he probably just wanted to win that day. But then once he won, he was like, "Oh fuck, now I have to do this shit."
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I mean, to be fair, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing when they're elected president. Like, think about campaign. Like, the whole time you're campaigning, you're just trying to, like, campaign right, and you have to worry about campaigning. And then, like, after you win, it's like, oh, shit, now the real job begins. But campaigning itself was a giant job. You know? Like, that shit is a pain in the ass. You got to go all around the fucking country, and you got to do all these events.
There's so many problems that it's just you pick what you want and let people, like, talk about it. Like, when someone run for president in, like, middle school or some shit, there's tons of problem in school, but the ones they would pick are just be like, we're going to eat pizza all day for lunch. Like, okay, yeah, I guess that is a problem. Let's fix that shit. We're going to have recess 4 hours instead of 2 hours. You're like, okay, yeah, I didn't think about that shit. Like, the president tells us what problems we're going to fucking try and fix, and he tries to fix them. And if some shit is small enough, it's just like a fucking group that's trying to, like, get their cause fixed. Like, the president is not really listening to what the fuck we're saying. He picks the
they don't at all.
He wants to like do.
But my point is, like, when you talk on the campaign trail, that's one set of skills. It's a totally other set of skills to govern.
Yeah,
you know, like it's just different. Like, you know, I would be an amazing campaigner. I don't know how good I'd be at governing.
That's tough, dude. I tried coaching a basketball team of like 12 kids. Imagine trying to like fucking coach a team of 1 billion people.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know what to say to get elected because I know what the people want, and I happen to agree with the shit that they want when you look at the polling. But, like, okay, now let's say I do that and I get in office, but then, so how the fuck? I think single-payer Medicare for all is the right answer. I know it's the right answer. It works in every other country. So, okay, we need to try to do that. Fuck, how do we do that? All right, somebody call, like, the fucking guy anybody who's still alive who set up a single-payer system in another country, and give me that guy on the phone, and then I got to talk to that guy and say, okay, we'll pay you fucking $150,000 a year if you come here and fucking craft our plan, and then you got to try to get all the Democrats on the same page to vote for it, and you got to try to twist the arm of the few Republicans to vote for it so it passes, and then you got, like, it's so much shit that goes into it, you know?
Yeah, it's not fucking easy to fucking implement anything.
Yeah, that's
true.
Let
alone a fucking, like, whole act or some shit like that. Or, like, legislation. Whatever the fuck you gotta do to pass some shit.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing.
My first thing would be to fucking bring back WWE ice cream bars.
I'd vote for you for 26 terms. Those things are
that would be a good thing if The Rock ran, because he probably would want to bring those shits back.
Imagine he ran.
I think he posted a clip of his first wrestling match, and like he wasn't The Rock. Like he had like some shaggy like.
He had a shitty character for a little bit, and they had to change him. Yeah, his character was bad. They tried to make him a babyface, but people weren't liking him, and then they turned him into a heel. And he was one of the best heels ever, and he was so likable as a heel that he became like a heel who was likable.
What do you mean heel? Like a bad guy?
So in wrestling, there's the face, the baby face, which is the person who's supposed to be the good guy, like Hulk Hogan, and then there's the bad guy, like Roddy Piper or something.
Yeah.
And like, so the audience is supposed to have a certain reaction to the different characters, but they tried to make him like people like him, but nobody liked him when he first came out with that shitty character.
Yeah, and then he started talking shit.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of characters like that now, like Roman Reigns in the WWE. Like they tried to make him fucking people like him, but nobody liked him. I can't stand the fucking guy. But it's like they tried to push him on us too much. Like, here, you're supposed to like this guy, and everybody's like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. That's like when I see Twitter does this. It's like, is this word catching on? I'm like, not anymore. Like,
you know what I notice on Twitter that kind of annoys me is that all the cool kids like to write with no punctuation. Like they write Like if
I just don't know punctuation, so if I'm
but your iPhone will do it automatically. Like when you type in some shit, like the first letter,
they don't put commas and shit in there.
They don't put commas, but like the first, like they'll capitalize the first fucking thing. But like
sometimes I don't like when sometimes I don't like my I's capitalized all the time.
But even if it's the first shit in the fucking thing, like you're tweeting, I have blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go back and lowercase my shit.
But that's my point, is that there are so many people who do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, you literally just went out of your way to do a grammatically incorrect sentence. Like, why?
I do see that. And I see people who know the difference of, like, theirs and, like, yours purposely doing it the other way. And I'm like, nah, I think you're just doing that to fucking try and show us you're dumb, but you're smart as fuck.
Yeah, there's little things that annoy me that, like, are supposed to be cool. What words were you talking about? Like, is there a certain word you were thinking of when you were asking about a word catching on?
There's like I don't know, what's a popular word now that fucking kids say?
Dickie McGee's ex.
Yeah, they'll be like, is Dickie McGee's ex catch on? Like, is that the new word? I'm just like, it's not going to fucking catch anymore if Twitter's like the one telling us about it.
I gotta up my arsenal. Because I gotta, I like dropping new shit on people from time to time. I've used Dickie McGee's ex on air before.
That's a good one. That you coined that one. That was like, you've had since '88.
And I like to do.
I'll just be like, yo, what are you doing? Just be like, Dickie McGee's ex.
And I like doing the
right.
random fart noises when it's appropriate.
Yep.
You know? Like if somebody says something stupid, you just hit him with a...
Yeah. That one works well.
Yeah, it's classic.
I think I hit my pants in Colorado when I was there for a wedding.
Oh, damn. Why? You drank too much or something?
No, I think my stomach was just fucking with me.
Damn. One of the things I was going to mention today is that I haven't thrown up in like a long time. But I feel like when that's the case, that it's just a matter of time until I start throwing up.
No. I mean, unless you're like allergic to some food shit or something, or like you're drinking something.
But like when I was a kid,
something has to upset your stomach, and you're gonna try to avoid that shit that upsets your stomach.
But when I was a kid, I'd throw up maybe like once a year or every other year. Like for some reason, I'd throw up. But I don't throw up almost at all anymore.
Yeah, it probably was due to like, well, because when you were younger, your parents would probably give you the food to eat and shit like that, so you didn't know if you didn't like it or not. Like now you're making the decision. So it's like you're not going to eat some cauliflower with like cheddar cheese on it or some shit.
I don't know. I don't remember like what made me throw up, but there were times I had perfectly like delicious meals and then I threw up after it, or I didn't have anything and I threw up. Like I just feel like you know how like people shit, like, okay, you take a shit, whether you shit every day or you shit like every other day, wherever it is, like that's just part of life, like that's what happens. But like throwing up, it used to be a thing I did like once a year or once every other year, and then it just kind of stopped. So I always feel like it'll come at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think about, I guess. I mean, everything's bound to come back.
Yeah.
I think about that shit when I have stomach pains. Like when I don't have stomach pains, I'll think sometimes like, I'm going to have bad stomach pains one time again just because I'm going to eat too much ice cream or some shit.
Yeah,
and I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, like you got to, like diarrhea I have like once every 3 years, you know, which is pretty good, actually. And it's such a... Because most people probably have it way more than that.
Once every 3 years.
Do you have it more than that? You do, right? Diarrhea?
It depends, yeah, because I eat a lot of shit.
I eat shit too.
When I eat like a bag of gummy bears and then like have macaroni and cheese and then like I make brownies and eat brownies in the middle of the night, I'm like, fuck, my stomach is killing me. And then I'll be on the toilet like, why does my stomach hurt so bad? And it's like, oh yeah, it's because I ate all that fucking shit earlier.
But I never found that like the bad food would make me feel like shit or make me like shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a combination of stuff, like, because I think I would go to sleep right after I ate all that shit. And probably that down, like, probably doesn't digest it well, like, go through your stomach and do whatever it's got to do.
if I have a bunch of McDonald's, like this is an experience I had like a month ago. I had a bunch of McDonald's, and then like hours later I go to sleep, but my mouth is so dry from all the fucking like salt, and I feel like mucusy in the back of my throat, and I'm like, that's a feeling of like, oh, I just ate like horrendous food that I shouldn't have eaten.
Yeah, that shit'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
But it's probably such a good feeling in the middle of the night if you have like did you have a water there or something? Did you go get some shit?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like gulp, 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 and it just clears all that shit out.
Yeah, ice cold water. It's hard to. That's like such a refreshing feeling.
Oh.
Are you a fan of a bunch of ice in your water? I know some people who don't like ice.
I like crushed ice as opposed to the ice chunks.
That's our next poll, but we're not going to do it tonight because it's too late to get the results. But we'll save that for next week, so everybody can think about it. And let's not talk about it any further to bias it, because then people will watch this one and then vote. So let's not talk about that. But that'll be
because now I'm swaying myself a little bit. Fuck, I might be a big chunk ice now guy.
I have a firm position on that, but a firm position I will not reveal.
But
I like these polls, man. By the way, should we talk about the results?
Sure.
Let's see how much time we got left in the. We got about 20 minutes left in the polls. Oh no, one of them is 11 minutes left. I fucking told you, man. God damn it. I really wish we didn't add Bruno Mars to the poll. That was a mistake.
Oh, wait, I just got you back. Everything you said there. So if you just told me that you were running for president or some shit, I would have missed.
No, I was talking about the Bruno Mars poll.
What happened?
We should have left Bruno Mars out because he won.
Why is he wiping the shit away?
He won 44%. Bruno Mars, 34%.
That's not overwhelmingly like.
When there's four people, that's pretty overwhelming. The motherfucker almost got a majority with four people. Yeah, my audience is terribly wrong. God damn it, Bruno Mars.
Who's second?
Bruno Mars number 1, 44%. Justin Timberlake number 2, 34%. Usher 15%. Chris Brown 7%.
That's what I said, right?
Is that what you said? That's not your list.
No, that wasn't my list.
That's what you said other people would say. That's close to what I said, too. Yeah. I said, that is what I said. Except
So Justin would have won if Bruno Mars wasn't on there.
It'd be Justin, Usher, then Chris Brown if Bruno wasn't on there. God damn it, man. His shit is not... I don't like it. Like, it's just too poppy, you know?
He's got some good shit, though. And he can dance.
It's just too poppy. It's just too, like, bubblegummy, poppy, fucking...
Yeah, same with Justin Timberlake. He doesn't fucking burn any bridges. Controversial.
Think about his first shit when it came out.
The 2020 experience or before that?
No, his first shit single, that was a single after NSYNC, Like I Love You. That shit was like, at the time... That was like a
Like
new
I Love
sound.
You was the name of the song?
Yeah. Don't know, just something about you. Don't know.
Oh yeah.
That shit. Like he went from NSYNC, which was super poppy, to that, which was like kind of a new sound, even though it's a pop.
Yeah, because he had to change his vibe. Like if he's leaving the group, he's gonna have to fucking switch shit.
Right, but that's my point. Is that he made the transition from super pop to like now slightly R&B, but pop also, and then. Like, he's versatile, whereas Bruno Mars is just the same fucking poppy shit over and over.
That's true, but Michael Jackson wasn't getting on any fucking rap CDs or anything like that. Like, he was doing the same shit.
That's true. He was the king of pop.
His shit was all the same.
I just feel like Bruno Mars shit is too cookie cutter. Like, I hear it and I'm like, I get it. Whereas I listen to any of the other three on there, Usher, Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, and I'm like, I like this shit.
You know who could be on there too that sort of makes bangers?
Who?
But not enough. And he steals people's songs.
Who?
Jason Derulo.
I like Jason Derulo, but yeah, he would have got crushed on that list. That's a list.
He would have. But he makes bangers.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I like his music, but I don't think he would have. I mean, those are heavy hitters who would have crushed him on that list. Like, he's nowhere near.
They're out of his league.
Yeah.
But like. Son, his song, the one that's like, I want you on me, and you want, that could be my, like, that's out there as one of my most favorite songs. Like, I with that song a lot.
Yeah.
There's like a version of him singing it with a country dude, and they're like going back and forth. No, but like they're sitting on the screen like singing it back to each other. That version is so hot. Like I don't get tired of that song.
You are breaking up again. You have bad connection. It's weird because you've gone, in this conversation, you've gone from having like absolutely flawless, perfect connection to the worst connection ever, and just keeps going back and forth.
You know what? I set up my fucking laptops. Well, I set up a different. Can you hear me?
I could hear you, but barely. It just cuts in and out, but keep going.
Set up like a workstation type of shit because I think I'm gonna be working from home.
Uh-huh.
And I put the laptop on like a stand, so maybe that like fucks with Wi-Fi.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Why shouldn't be that? Like
it might be that somebody else is on the Wi-Fi.
Fidgety.
It could be that somebody's on the Wi-Fi.
Maybe, I don't know. My wife's downstairs.
That might be.
But like shit, nothing should like shit shouldn't change that much. Like when I go to my wife's cousin's house for the holidays, and like I think they were like not too many people could be on the Wi-Fi because then it gets like diluted out. Like it's like this shit shouldn't get diluted out in the house of like fucking 5 or 6 people. You know?
Yeah, it should be strong enough to.
I just hate when products fucking like get worse because people are actually using them. Like that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have the technology to make better internet, you know? And if
like on New Year's, like why the fuck can't you make a phone call?
Yeah. I'm more disappointed in the results of this poll than any poll we've done yet.
Don't say Mrs. Oh, did Miss Buttersworth lose by a lot?
So that's the poll that's got the most time left, and you're gonna be. I'm happy with the results of that one so far. So far, it's a little bit of a blowout. 61% to 39%. Aunt Jemima crushing.
Wait, 61 you said?
61 to 39. Aunt Jemima's crushing right now.
There's a little bit closer.
There's 19 minutes left though, but
like,
no, I mean,
don't get me wrong. I think Mrs. Butterworth fuck Aunt Jemima up in a fight. Her syrup's not better.
But the results of the fast food one is mixed results in my opinion. So we got. I'm happy with who won because it's who I wanted to win. Wendy's won.
Wendy's won?
48%. That's crushing victory. And then I'm tight because it goes from Wendy's to McDonald's and then Burger King and then White Castle.
McDonald's can't be 2 on that list.
Yeah, that's not right, guys. You fucked up. Who's going to vote for McDonald's on that list? Like what? Yeah. On that list, Burger King, White Castle, Wendy's, McDonald's. McDonald's should be 4th.
Yeah.
You know, White Castle might have did a poor showing because it's not in a lot of places, right? Isn't White Castle not in?
Yeah, you can't get it. I mean, I feel like it's in like every state, but it's like not everywhere in every state. Like it's you got to seek it out if you're trying to find a White Castle.
Yeah. So my list was Wendy's, White Castle, Burger King, McDonald's. Yeah. Fucking McDonald's. God damn it. They just, you know what they did? They elbowed their way into the room to get on that list because there's so many McDonald's in so many places that they're just like, bitch, we're going to be like at least number 2 on that list just by sheer volume.
And they do make good shit though. And they're always coming out with new innovative shit. Their fucking chicken, they have a chicken sandwich now that's off the chain that you would love. It's like a buttermilk chicken.
Oh, I've had that. It wasn't as good to me as like the old crispy chicken. Like the old crispy chicken was my shit.
You had the new one though?
Yeah.
Got this. It's on like a $3 menu.
Oh no, I haven't been there since the $3 menu came out, but I think I tried the buttermilk chicken.
I don't know if you've had this one then.
Okay.
It's on the $3 menu and it's like it's pretty good.
But isn't it also part of a meal and it was out before? Like, did they just come out with it to put it on this menu, or did it exist before as one of the meals?
It might have existed.
Yeah, so I had that,
but I could be wrong.
I had that. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't as good.
You weren't a fan of it?
What?
You weren't a fan?
Well, it wasn't as good as like the crispy chicken, like the old school crispy chicken, and I would even still put the McChicken above it. Because it had like a little bit of a weird taste to it because of the buttermilk thing, I think.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of buttermilk.
I am too, but it just had a little bit of a weird taste. Like to me, when I go to McDonald's, there's no like I used to have a go-to crispy chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I wouldn't even be mad at McDonald's being number 2 on that list if they still made the old school crispy chicken sandwich, but they don't make the old school crispy chicken sandwich anymore.
They don't?
No, they don't. They haven't made the old school crispy chicken sandwich for a minute. It's just been the McChicken, which tastes nothing like the old school crispy chicken. And then you got the buttermilk shit, which I was excited. I was like, this might be the new fucking. It wasn't like the old school crispy chicken. So like, I don't have a go-to when I go to McDonald's. That's the problem. Like, usually I'm like a dollar menu guy, so I would be like, let me get like 1 McChicken or like 2 McChickens and a cheeseburger and fries
and apple pies.
But I don't have like a go-to there. Whereas when I go to Burger King, I have a go-to. Their crispy chicken sandwich is banging.
Yeah, they got a good one.
And then when I go to Wendy's, I have a go-to.
What's your go-to at Wendy's?
Junior bacon cheeseburgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have a crispy chicken sandwich too. That I get one of those. I gotta get one of those everywhere I go.
I never understood why those places take shit off the menu that people like swear by.
Yeah. The fact that they got like it should be there should be a national day of mourning for the day that McDonald's took the crispy chicken off the menu because that shit was fucked up.
Like stop just picking and choosing when you want to put the McRib on the fucking thing. Like just leave it on the menu 24/7. Like no one gives a fuck about it.
Yeah, I wonder why they even do that. It's not like they can't get the fucking ingredients for it.
No, it's trying to be like you can't have it, and then it comes back and everybody wants that shit.
Yeah, but just fucking keep it on. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. I went to Starbucks and they have this for the holidays. They have this like a caramel brulee.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
It's like a caramel hot drink and whipped cream. The fucking menus were still up. They still had the advertisements in the store and shit like that. And I really wanted one. I was like, hey, I get a medium of the caramel brulee. She was like, ooh, not holiday season. We don't have it anymore. And I was like, bitch, it's on the fucking thing right behind your face. Like, you have to still have the ingredients if the shit is still on your fucking wall.
Oh no!
So I had to get some other shit and
caramel frappuccino. That might fill the.
I got a fucking like a mocha, like a hot chocolate shit.
Oh, you didn't get any caramel?
Shit. No, okay. They didn't really have any other caramel shit to get.
Damn, man, that made me mad because now I want one of those things.
It was. I get hype when it's holiday season. It comes back. But yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, if it was on the menu 24/7, I probably wouldn't get it as much. I'd probably still get it the same amount.
Well, even if you don't get it as much, it's nice to get it when you want to get it. Like the McRib. I mean, what are your thoughts on McRib? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think I've only had like a bite of one in my life. I've always been scared to order it because I'm just scared of like that type of rib with no bones in it. So I don't even know what the fuck it tastes like.
I wasn't expecting that response. You were scared of it.
Yeah, I'm scared. It's like ribs with no bones in it is not a good combo. Like, how does that happen? Who takes the fucking bones out of the ribs?
So you can't even give it a grade. I'll give it a grade. I give it like a solid 8 out of 10.
Is it that good?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, but the thing is, it's not like it's like you're eating like disgusting shit. Like you're eating fucking cow eyeballs and pig rectum and fucking all just mushed up with some delicious sauce on it. That's it. That's all that is. But it tastes good. It's fucking 8 out of 10. It's solid.
Is that from a cow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is definitely fake as fuck.
Wait. No, it's not. A rib is from
a
rib is from a pig.
Oh.
Right? Like pork ribs, it would be pork.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's.
Yeah, this definitely.
I like how
fake.
I was like, yeah, it's from a cow, and I said it like my mind was like, no, bitch, it's not.
No, but for real, how do they?
I don't know. I'm telling you, the way that they make it is probably like how they make hot dogs. Like, you know how hot dogs, they take all the leftover fucking meats and they put it. That's got to be how they make the McRib, because it's not. You can't get a rib without a bone. What are you gonna do?
I know.
So that's
weird.
Probably mesh together all disgusting meats. And the chicken nuggets are made of that pink slime shit too. Like that's not like
I don't care. The chicken nuggets are banging.
Yeah, they're delicious, but that's not. It's not like genuine chicken. It's like it's got a whole bunch of shit in there. The pink slime, so it's got like blood mixed in with the fucking eyeballs and the.
Oh, isn't that? I mean,
and that's another reason why this shit shouldn't be number 2 on the list is because like Wendy's, I think they have higher. Yeah. Well, Wendy's is number 1, so people were right about this. But like, it's higher quality shit. Like, they have higher quality shit at Wendy's and Burger King.
Their burgers are actual, like, meat, whereas McDonald's shit is, like,
been frozen since 1997, just like in the back, and it tastes delicious when you heat that shit up and cook it like they cook it, but it's just not. It's not as good. Like it's not. The quality is not as good.
You know what I had the other day that I deadass thought while I was eating it? I was like, if this shit was at like the world's most expensive gourmet restaurant and they put it on a plate, like fancy looking, like the people paying wouldn't complain.
What?
Panda Express, son. You ever had that shit?
I don't think I have, but I've heard good things.
Yo, their shit is banging.
Well,
like
around here, you know this. Around here, we have like legit Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
But they're hit or miss. Sometimes you get a really shitty one. You know, Panda Express I've heard is just solid.
They fucking come to play. Like they cook in the woks and shit
What'd
like
you
that.
order? Tell me what you ordered.
They have like a chicken and scallions, like a chicken and peas shit. But then they have their signature is like this orange chicken, but it's not like orange, like orangey. Mm-hmm. It's just like a glazed, like light hint of orange. Dude, I was eating that shit with just some rice, and I thought to myself, I was like, this could be at like the fanciest restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
And someone would eat it and be like, this is amazing. I understand why this restaurant is the best, and this meal's $1 billion.
You had it with fried rice?
Oh, fried rice, yeah. So they have different options. They have a bowl, which is just either rice or noodles and your entree, or you can get like a plate, which is like rice or noodles and then 2 meats. And then they have a bigger shit, which is like rice or noodles and then 3 meats. I usually get the 2 meat shit, but the other day I just got the orange chicken.
There's one by your job? Is that where it is?
Yeah, like in the same building. It's like a death sentence.
By the way, I like how today's show has been mostly food because I've been eating right, so I'm like hungry more often. And when I'm hungry more often, I talk about food more often. And when I talk about food more often, I talk about shit like this, which is the shit I really want to eat.
But like all those places, like cheap food places, the food tastes so banging. And then when you go to some fancy ass shit, they give you like some small portion of like a tuna tartare that like fits on the size of a spoon of my pinky. That like it probably tastes good for that one bite.
If you look at the size that the portions used to be back in the day versus now, it's crazy because like it used to be like half of what we eat now was a full portion.
Cheesecake got grimy on their portions. When they first opened up, they used to give
Cheesecake Factory
portions. Yeah,
they're so good. I love their food.
But their portions used to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like they had an orange chicken and rice that when it would come out, you'd be like, "Is that for like 4 people?" But now it's like this shit is tiny.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Places get grimy, man. Why do people get grimy once they finally start getting big?
But it is true that like they've gotten so big, the portions, that even when they reduced it, it's still probably bigger than what a meal used to be in 1955.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Over time, yeah, for sure.
Like the supersize shit. Remember when they got rid of supersize at McDonald's? Like,
yeah.
Like I was tight about that too. But like,
if you brought supersize to like a person in 1937, we're like,
yeah,
here's your
they'd be
meal.
like, what the fuck is this? This is for a family of 4, right? That's what they would say.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Then again, like sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm like just like a fucking bottomless pit when I start eating. Like there are times where I just can't get full. Like I will just keep fucking eating.
You know what they say it depends on too? Sometimes like the lighting. If it's dimmer and you can't really see your food, you'll eat more. Whereas if it's lit.
That's the trick for casinos too, to keep you there. They make it like they pump oxygen in the room to like calm you down or some shit. And they have like the lights and the colors and the carpet. It's like in the lighting, it's laid out so that you want to stay. Mm-hmm. They give you free alcohol. They give you free alcohol because you're going to spend more money gambling. That's why they give you free alcohol. You don't need to pay for that.
Yeah. Where else would that work? Like if you're shopping and they're just... Well, Costco tries to do that shit. They have the free samples on through the aisles and stuff like that. That's sort of like...
They say that McDonald's does the opposite. They try to get you out because they make the inside uncomfortable and they make the lighting harsh and they try to make you get out because they want to just keep serving people and just have...
Is that true? Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm. They used to do that. I don't know if they still do that, but I think now they're getting more towards like... Have you seen the newer McDonald's? The ones that are like all like hipsterish and shit? Like they're trying to move away from that maybe, but the old idea, like the McDonald's in the 90s, like it's like bright colors and fucking just like harsh on your eyes and uncomfortable seats because they just want you to take your food and fucking go.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So Taco Bell is trying to be more hipstery and like sell beer at their
Taco Bell
locations
selling
now.
beer? The
I
fuck?
think there's one in New York City that sells beer. I think Chicago was trying to do one too.
God damn.
Hmm.
That's weird. I wouldn't have
Yeah, they're
expected
trying to
Taco
be like
Bell.
more of like a Chipotle type of shit.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. Taco Bell's never gonna out Chipotle.
Nah.
Like Chipotle's my shit. I love Chipotle.
Yeah.
But you know, when you go there, you're trying to have like a semi-healthy meal type thing. Like you get a rice bowl. You know,
What do you get at Chipotle when you go?
it depends. If I'm dieting, then I'll have a rice bowl, like a rice
Uh-huh.
bowl with chicken in it and some peppers and
Get guac?
some guac. Most of the time, I get guac.
Guac is bang.
But if I'm not dieting, then I'd get a burrito and I'd get, you put brown rice in there, but you put chicken and steak in it, like do the mix,
Yeah.
like, but
Damn, that's good.
so I've been dieting, so I went there the other day and I got the brown rice bowl, and it's true, like it's delicious, but it doesn't hit the spot as much as a burrito. Like the burrito's like
That shit still hits the spot. Like that shit is still
no, it's
banging.
delicious. It's delicious, but the portions are reasonable. They're not big.
Yeah.
So when I'm done with it, I'm like, I could still eat, and then I gotta wait like 30 minutes before I feel like I'm full. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the burrito, you eat the burrito, and at the end of it, you're like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm pretty full.
Yeah. The trick is with the bowl. The dude said he told me one time he could put unlimited rice in there, and I love rice. So you swamp that shit with rice, and that will make you fuller than like if you just get the regular amount.
I like brown rice more than white rice too.
Really?
Yeah, I like the taste of the brown rice more.
I don't think I've tried the brown, or it's got like more of like a grainier like rye taste to it, right?
I don't know how I
Isn't it
describe
like a whole wheat?
It
type
just
of
tastes very
thing?
plain. It's just like a plain
Yeah.
kind of thing that is just really there to like accent the actual food you're eating. Yeah. But
Yeah, I fuck with Chipotle.
yeah, that's my spot, man.
I went the other day, and before I could even leave, like I paid, and she gave me my receipt, and then right away she was like, "And the bathroom code's on the bottom." I was like, "Bitch, how you know I gotta go to the bathroom after I eat this shit?"
Well, you get the sauce that makes people shit. There's that it's the green sauce, right? That makes everybody shit.
No, they have. Oh, is it the? Oh yeah, is that what it is?
I think it's that green sauce. Because
Oh, like that
listen,
green
I've gone to
salsa?
Chipotle a million times. I've never once had that issue. Like, never had a stomach issue. Never been shitting. Never. And it's
Really?
because I never get that green sauce. But then also, I'm not a beans guy. I don't get beans either.
Oh, it could be the beans.
It might-
too.
it could be the
a
beans.
combo of something.
But no, my friends were telling me that for them, it was always just that sauce. Whenever they get that sauce, that's when they start shitting.
It could be that. I thought it was the corn. Every time I get the corn, that
Nah,
shit
I
fucks
get the
me up.
corn all the time, and I've never had
good?
Always good.
And then they have, if you gotta ask for the salad dressing too, is good. That like red sauce they keep in the fridge.
Oh, I didn't.
That's
I
the
never knew
Jedi.
about
If you get
that.
a bowl, put that shit on top, and it's mad good.
Oh, I'm gonna ask for that next time. Oh,
Yeah.
here's a question: you ever had that queso shit? Like it's kind of new.
Nah, I
They
didn't fuck with that.
But I was gonna ask: does anybody put the queso on a bowl when you have like chicken and rice in there and stuff? Do people pour the queso on top?
I mean,
Is it-
people definitely do that shit, but
But I don't know if you're supposed to eat the queso by itself or you're supposed to pour it on top of something. I never had
probably
queso.
go with the chips or some shit.
Probably with the chips. Yeah, you're right.
I feel
Yeah.
like that would be a little extra for like your bowl. It would just be like
Yeah, maybe.
it would
But
just
then you
be
gotta
filling.
not get the guac and not get like sour cream, and then you
Yeah,
get
that
instead.
shit would fuck with your stomach.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
You know what I had that's been fucking with my stomach? You ever had like the emergency, like you just pour it into your water?
Nah.
It's
Supposed
supposed
to
to
be
like
good
help
to
your
help you.
sickness.
Yeah,
Oh, I've been having the orange flavor, and that's just been fucking me up.
yeah.
It's been coming out the same way I've been drinking that shit in.
Stop drinking it, man. You sound like you have a little bit of a sensitive stomach, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Damn.
I'm telling you, it's the people on the fucking train, man, sneezing and coughing and shit like that. That's why I hate fucking interacting with people.
My niece and nephews all had the flu shot and got the flu. I think I told you about that.
Oh no, I don't. I believe it.
They all had the flu shot and then they all got the flu. And I didn't get a flu shot and I didn't get the flu.
That's it. Yeah, I got a flu shot and I got the flu for one day.
No, but it wasn't that. It was
Yeah, like the strain of
later
it,
they
but-
legit got the flu.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah, no, it
How
wasn't
the fuck
good.
does it happen? I would go back to the
'Cause
doctors and be like, what the fuck?
it's only it's only good a certain percentage of the time. I don't know what it was this year, 85% or something like that, but they were on the bad side of the roll of the dice there this time
That
around.
makes no sense. Like, if you're giving a kid a shot, that shit should work. If you're dragging a kid to a doctor's office to get a needle in his arm, like,
Yeah.
you got to
Although
make
I don't
sure
know,
that shit works.
did they do the nose one now?
Oh, they don't have shots anymore?
No, I mean that is one of the options. You get the shot, but isn't there one that's a nose one? You
Was it cocaine?
like huff it? Yeah, kind of like cocaine. Like it's a little thing, and you like press it.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
I think that's
that.
the live virus vaccine, but I could be wrong about that.
Crazy.
But I think I've seen that before with. I think it was the flu vaccine. People like huffing some shit.
That's weird. I never seen that.
I would prefer that over a shot. Not that I'm terrible with shots, but it's
Especially if you're a kid and you get a shot
Yeah.
for some shit and it doesn't work, and then you're a kid and you're like, I'm never getting that again. Because it didn't work.
I was never terrible with needles. Were you terrible with them or no?
Nah, I was okay.
I mean, I wasn't like happy
shot.
about it, but I was fine with it.
Yeah, same.
My doctor, when I was a kid, there's a decent chance that motherfucker was molesting us.
Probably.
Yeah,
I was always weirded out by like, hey, pull down your pants and like.
Yeah, because every doctor I've been to since, they don't do that. Like when I was a kid and I would go to this doctor, he'd pull down my shit and he'd be like, do 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 do. But meanwhile, every doctor I've been to since, they don't do that. They just ask, like, they'll check for a hernia, but they'll pull down the pants and then keep the dick covered, and then maybe you'll see like the base of my shit, but like then they'll feel for the hernia, and then I'm good, and then it's whatever. But when I was a kid, the doctor would straight pull my shit down, lay me on the table, and like fucking
you might have gotten
play with
me
my
too.
balls like loo 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 loo. I'm a little kid laying there and like, this is fucking awkward.
I think it's more awkward as an adult because you know what the fuck is going on. Like, you know when it's coming. Like, he's like, all right, lay on the bed.
So they still totally take your shit out?
Yeah, last physical I had, I mean, like, he said, like pull all your shit down. It was quick. He gave me a quick, like, cup check, and then just like, all right.
Yeah, they didn't do that to me. They just checked for the hernia above, and then they didn't do the balls. I think he asked, though. He was like, any, like, issues down there? I'm like, nah, man, I'm good.
Hey, you want me to touch your dick? Yeah. Supposedly there was I just saw an article. There was a priest or something like that was molesting kids or some shit.
I'm so
typical,
shocked.
Like,
I can't believe that a priest molested a kid.
But supposedly like the church wasn't reprimanding him or something.
Yeah,
like people were mad about it.
There's some number. In fact, I'm gonna look up the number because I'm gonna butcher it if I don't look it up. But the Catholic Church had to pay out such a ridiculously high number for settlements for this shit, for sexual assault.
That's crazy.
Maybe it's my phone that's causing this shit to fuck up, because when I picked up my phone, your shit started with a poor network connection.
It could be. I moved my phone away from the laptop. Once I did, you said it was... or the nerds are taking over the fucking podcast.
Catholic Church...
You never had a...
Hold on one sec. Sexual abuse payout. Fuck, I can't find it.
Son, I've been watching this show that someone actually tweeted at, like me and you, Black Mirror. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about that recently. Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's pretty good. There's a couple episodes that are pretty good. I think you would like that shit.
It's on my list. I'm gonna check it out soon.
Yeah, and every episode's different. Like, there's a lot of there's some. I just looked up on Google like top episodes or something like that, and I just watched all of those. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's on my list. By the way, here's the number: $4 billion.
Jesus Christ.
The U.S. Catholic Church has incurred nearly $4 billion in costs related to the pre-sex abuse crisis during the past 65 years. They just keep fucking molesting people, then paying people out to shut them up, and then molesting them. It's like a fucking factory.
Crazy.
It's like a molestation factory is what it is. And I put my phone down, and now all of a sudden this shit is better. What the fuck? That's so weird. But yeah, Black Mirror, I've heard good things. It's definitely on my list. Right now,
what else do you still have to watch? Yeah.
So right now, I'm in the middle of Boardwalk Empire. I went back to Boardwalk Empire.
How many seasons of that is that?
I think it's 5 seasons. I'm on season 4, episode 2.
Oh, okay. So you're making your way.
It's really fucking good. Like when I was watching it before, I was like, like it's okay, but But when I went back to it, that's when shit really started popping off. And then the end.
Is
of
it old
season
school
3,
black and white?
No, it's not black and white. No.
Oh, it's
an
new?
HBO show, and it's like
Okay.
kind of like a gangster show, and it's just really good.
But it takes place in like the 50s or 60s or 70s.
It takes place
or
in like the
80s.
20s, the 1920s.
Oh shit.
But it's not in black and white though.
What's like the drama in it? Like just gangs and mafia control shit?
It follows a character called Nucky Thompson, and Nucky Thompson is a guy who was a politician in New Jersey, but he was also during Prohibition. He was one of the biggest. I think it's called bootleggers, the people who sell alcohol during Prohibition. And so he was a politician, but he was also kind of a gangster, and it focuses on him, and there's a million like plots and side plots and shit. Like he's got a wife, and then he has mistresses, and then you got like the genuine gangsters like Arnold Rothstein and somebody Mazzaria in Chicago.
Nice Jew.
In Chicago and in New York. So yeah, so he's like the Irish mobster, and then there's Jewish mobsters and Italian mobsters, and like it's like a power struggle through the whole show, and like who's gonna keep their territory, who's gonna lose their territory, and how does that shit unfold? And like what just happened now was crazy. Like he almost lost all of his power, but then got it back by like doing a G chess move, like just figuring out how to get his power back in a crazy way. And that's what happened at the end of season 3. And then now I'm on season 4. And yeah, I'm curious to see how this ends because it's great. Like, it's right up there with like the best so far. You know, like Sopranos, Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's an HBO show and everybody was singing its praises. So I was like, it's got to be good if everybody's like.
Yeah, I heard people.
Yeah, but I was skeptical. But no, so far it's right up there with the best. It's right up there with Sopranos and Breaking Bad.
Really?
And The Wire, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go my whole life and never watch an episode of Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, I mean, I
would love to watch it, but I just probably would never.
It depends, because I felt the same way about all, like, even fucking The Sopranos and Breaking Bad. I felt that way too, but then one day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make a list of the best shows. I'm going to watch them. Mm-hmm. And then so that's what I'm doing. But
Did you watch the Golden Globes?
No, I didn't, but we should talk about Oprah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, her speech was bomb.
Yeah, no,
but I was just going to say there's
speech.
a lot of TV shows that like shows are weird now. I don't know what the fuck. And it's all politics.
Yeah.
Because Better Call Saul didn't win anything. And that show should win a lot of shit.
Was it nominated for anything?
I think it was nominated for something, but like they don't come out with any fucking seasons, and like they don't say when they're going to come out with the season.
It's been a while, right?
They did that between I think like season 1 and 2. It was like a whole fucking like year and a half or 2 years, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's not cool. I like how Netflix does it, where they just kind of dump it all out there.
Yeah,
like here, you can binge watch it if you want. Like that's what everybody wants to do now. Everybody's on team binge watching.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I love Better Call Saul so much, but now I'm tight at the show that it's been so long.
No, I do too. I watch Better Call. I watch it, and I'm in the same boat as you. Like I want to see it, but now we can't see it, and it's been a minute.
Yeah. Oprah speech.
Oh yeah, Oprah. Yeah, it was a good speech, but now I was just disgusted by how over the top everybody went. Like she gave a good speech at the Golden Globes, therefore she should be president?
It makes no fucking sense.
I think people feel like, well, Trump opened up the door now, and apparently celebrities is the thing that we're doing, so we're just going to push for the left-wing version of a celebrity. But, like, she's not even that left-wing. Like, since she did that speech, the day after some stuff came out. And it's scary, man. Like, she was for the Iraq War. You know? Like, this is not... These are the things that we should really care about when picking a leader. Not like, oh, I guess you're somewhat liberal, and you're a TV billionaire, so that's good enough. No, chill with that shit.
Well, I watched your video on it, and, like, the points you made are just, like... It's a bad road to be going down to just keep opening up this door of like, oh, The Rock can run for president. Oh, no, Oprah can run for president. Or who else is the next? Justin Bieber. Like,
Yeah.
Don't open the door of just like because you're a celebrity means you're gonna be president now. Like it's not how that shit works. Like there's still could be some normal dude who just fucking wins the presidency.
Yeah. It just feels like
it's scary.
It's like a rush to like, oh my God, we all hate Trump so much. Okay, Oprah, yeah, Oprah, she's a TV billionaire and she's fucking not as bad as Trump. It's like that's not if that's your fucking metric, then you're fucked up. Like you should really. I mean, think about what's going on in the world right now. It's not like you want the slightly less shitty TV billionaire or even a really less shitty TV billionaire. You should want, somebody who really cares about the issues. It's just, they did this with The Rock. Now they're doing it with Oprah, you know.
Tom Hanks, you said.
Tom Hanks was another one they were doing it with.
I try to think of it as like, if I'm at work and like I say a really, really good idea, like, not everybody around me is just going to be like, you should be the president of the company now.
Like, never mind the president of the United States.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you had a really good idea. We appreciate that idea. We'll see if we can work with it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the smartest dude in the company now because you had a good idea.
Yeah, and it's just like, we don't know if she's for Medicare for all and a living wage and...
Or if she even knows about all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. She might have zero political opinions on those issues because she doesn't know anything about them. She might not even know what single payer is. So why you really want that person to be president? Like really that person. The person
like, yes, charming people and talking to people is one aspect of the shit, but there's still a bajillion other things you got to do that are actually like.
And Oprah, Oprah strikes me as a person who she wants to get along with everybody. Mm-hmm. And when you want to get along with everybody, what that means is you're going to not crack skulls and make heads roll when you need to. Like Bernie would make heads roll. Like FDR said about Wall Street, I welcome their hatred because they're fucking the country up. That's Bernie's position too. Yeah. Hate me. I want you to hate me. Good.
Yeah.
Because you should hate me because you're fucking everything up. And I hate you too. So... That's what you need. But with somebody like Oprah, even if she means well, and she probably does mean well, she could be in a room with like some Wall Street CEO, the head of Goldman Sachs, the head of ExxonMobil, and like they could just be nice to her, and she might be like, oh, we have to take like their voice and their concerns into consideration because they're important business leaders, and you could just end up not doing the right thing as a result of that.
Yep.
Sad.
Yeah, it's not good to think that. I'd be interested to see when the time comes. Like, I mean, they have huge followings, dude. If they did try to take away from some Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, or some shit, because like now people are going to be conflicted. They're going to be like, oh, I like Oprah, and she's really good, but I like Bernie Sanders too. Like, I'll vote for Oprah.
Okay. By the way,
votes are going to get taken away from people.
By the way, it is my phone, because I did it again. I picked it up, and then immediately your shit went bad. But...
Oh, really?
Now that I know that, I just won't pick up my phone again. But isn't that weird that how can me picking up my phone here fuck up your shit? Is that just a coincidence?
Yeah,
because it was the exact same time I did it twice. I noticed it.
I don't know. There's something weird with phones and computers, because... You ever get when, like, before your phone's going to ring, like, how does it work? Like, computer will start buzzing or something like that, and then your phone will ring, like, 5 minutes or 5 seconds later?
I've never gotten that, but I wouldn't doubt that happens.
Yeah, there's, like, something weird that happens where, like, I forgot if it's the computer or your phone starts buzzing, or I don't know what the fuck it is or what the hell I'm saying. Something buzzes before your phone rings.
Yeah, there's definitely some weird... Like, I've noticed it with the microphone, too. If I have my phone close to it, the microphone will be... It'll start making noises.
Yeah.
So there's definitely an interplay between the different electronic devices. And that shit is definitely giving us cancer.
Probably.
And then we're
You know what
die.
scared me today? Yeah, that for sure. I was trying to get... I'm trying to get a new pair of glasses. So I asked, I was texting my wife, and I was like, are there any websites for glasses? Like, then I was scrolling through Instagram later, and fucking mad glasses advertisements were in my shit. From a text message I sent.
That's happened to me too, where from some shit like that, like a text message or something. and then all of a sudden that's popping up in your ads.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's getting too, like, they're following us too closely. Like, give me a little bit of space here.
Yeah, that was like a little like, whoa. Like, all I did was text you like, hey, are there any glasses website? And like the word glasses must have triggered like some shit that now all my advertisements were going towards glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bugged out. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. Like, fuck, like, you could spy on people if you think they're terrorists and shit, but like, because I wrote the word glasses doesn't mean my advertisements should be geared toward that shit.
The Republicans just made it even worse because they now allow companies, like if you put your information into, let's just say, Nike or something because you want to buy sneakers or whatever, they've now made it legal that Nike could just give your information to other companies.
What?
So like Adidas can have your information even though you didn't get anything from Adidas.
And you know, if it's getting there, that shit's going to end up on some weird call list or some weird fucking mail
man,
list.
They were like the fucking Equifax hack and shit. Like if you've ever had your credit run from Equifax, it was like some like 100 million people in the country or something had their like social security numbers like hacked. Like,
yo, they had on 60 Minutes. I think there was some guy, I forgot if he was with like TurboTax or some security thing where like he put his social security number on the side of the bus. And like he was like, I'm so confident that like my social security card or whatever number won't get stolen. I've plastered it onto this like, and that was like his whole ad campaign.
And his shit got hacked.
60 Minutes was like, he's had his identity stolen.
Oh,
I was just like, what a dumbass.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yes. Oh, John Oliver might have done it or something.
I heard they're thinking about ending that, like getting rid of the social security number because there's better ways to do that shit now.
I would hope so. I mean, like the fact that you have to remember that number,
yeah,
and like that is what I mean, like someone could steal your identity with just that number.
Yeah, that is.
It's
crazy.
like a fucking a social security card is just like a old ass blue piece of paper.
Ours are blue. It's funny because mine is blue, yours is blue. My mom's is like white.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and what's funny is hers is in better shape than mine. Like mine is like more like decrepit than hers is. Isn't that weird?
It's very weird. And I'm also thinking, like, you get a fucking library card and that shit is laminated and, like...
Yeah, that's a good point.
A fucking Blockbuster
even a library card is more protected.
Your social security card is like some shit that, like, if you spill a fucking drop of water on it and the numbers splotch, you're done. Like, you can't validate anything. You go anywhere.
Do you know your social security number? Don't say it, but do you know it?
Yeah, I do.
For the longest time, I didn't know it.
Really?
In fact, right now, like sometimes it doesn't come to me. Like right now, it doesn't come to me. There's some things that are permanently in my head, like my old home phone number. The social security card is not one of those things. If I think about it, it'll come to me, but it's not like there. It took me until like 2 years ago before I really even knew it a little bit.
Remember it? I think they say there's certain rhythms of numbers that like easily are easier for us to remember.
Yeah,
or
of course,
like that.
Of course.
Like, I think they said a phone number is one, or I don't know if like 4 and then 3. I'm sorry, 3 and then 4. Whereas a social security card is 3, 2, 4.
See, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think it's 3, 2, 4 is my shit. But yeah, it's crazy that it's just a fucking piece of paper that like is the most important piece of paper, but can get destroyed so easily, and you need it for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like important things in your life.
If you hook numbers up with jingles, it's better too. Like if you can sing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like with your ABCs when you learn letters, like A B C D E F G. You know, like if it's got a ring to it, so you can follow it.
Yeah, I think they had a study that like you remember things better if it's like a song. Like there was an old Spanish. My old Spanish teacher came up with a song that like would be the capitals for like Central America and South America.
That
and
helps.
I still remember a lot of those shits because
there
it was
you
like
go.
a song.
That helps. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was one for I think the planets too.
There was one for the planets. There's definitely one for the presidents because there was like a girl that knew a while ago that knew all the presidents. She was like, George
all
Washington.
The presidents?
Yeah, she.
Damn,
and like
I
she
don't
was
even know all the presidents.
She was dumb as fuck, and she knew every president because of this song.
If I go backwards, I can do pretty well from where we are now backwards, but I can't do it from Washington forwards. Hell no.
That's tough.
That's really tough. Everybody thought Lincoln was the 5th president because he's on the $5 bill, but he's not. Yeah. He's like the 16th or some shit.
Yeah, he was like in the teens, right?
13 or 16 or something like that.
Yeah, but like it was crazy. She was like the song was like George Washington Jefferson, and
damn. So she knows about like Van Buren when nobody gives a fuck about Van Buren.
Weird shit, and like she couldn't even tell you some basic shit, but she was like, was Garfield the president?
Yep.
She was saying that motherfucker's name, and like if you were to ask her, like, hey, who's Andrew Garfield? She'd be like, oh, is that the cat?
Isn't it crazy how like that, like Van Buren was like the president, but Martin Van Buren, but like he was like the most famous person at that time, but now nobody even like thinks about him or talks about him. I mean, I guess I'm contradicting that because I'm talking about him right now, but like we're the only people talking about him. Like he's so irrelevant, he barely makes the textbooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. The shit he was doing at his times, like people were like,
oh shit, Van Buren's doing some shit.
Yeah. But
now we're like, fucking, who even fucking knows who that guy is? Fuck that guy. He's a guy with the sideburns.
Yeah. That's like if you ever go to like an old high school and just look at like the old sports photos and all that shit.
Yes. Like nobody gives a fuck what that dude did in 1971.
No.
Like Bobby Gleason, nobody cares about you. Like
you look at the old baseball team photos and just like look at those people in the photos, you're like, they're all just the same fucking person in this photo.
Yeah, it's just the same person. Nobody cares about those people.
No.
It sounds fucked up, but we're keeping it real here.
Fucked up. Yeah, we're keeping it mad real. Like,
but that's why people like it though, because it's like, okay, but now you're now that person, but that is that person's like legacy is just being in that random ass photo that's in the middle of the high school. Like that's their shit now. Like they could be 87 and like about to die, but like their name is always going to be on that plaque that's in the library at fucking, whatever, that high school.
Like families coming back to that random third like baseball team photo, and it's like that guy third from the right. Yeah, the guy who looks like the same guy in every other fucking photo. That's my grandfather.
Yeah, nobody's going to do that. I feel
those pictures just take up space.
If you get to something relevant enough, though, then it's cool. Like, if you get to, like, whatever, whoever wins the World Series, like, and the name of the team goes on the shit, it's like, oh, shit, we were on that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some things where, like, you look back at, like, the Open Trophy for golf, and like you look back at the names, and like it's like shit. Cool. Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus. You're like fuck, and then if your name gets on, it's like whoa. But you're right. If you go to a random high school, it's like nobody cares about your fucking.
Hell no.
Maybe like if the town is small enough, it's so small and so irrelevant that everybody's irrelevant together. That they're like, look at our irrelevant trophy. It means something to us. You know what I mean? But even if you're in like a mid-size like a school, that makes it even worse. Because then, like, it's mid-size, and your town is mid-size, which means, like, nobody gives a fuck, because it's not like a close-knit community, so nobody cares.
Do you think... I don't think... Who are the living presidents? Was Jimmy Carter still alive?
The ones who are alive right now?
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama.
Do you think... Donald Trump definitely can't name all the presidents before him?
No,
right?
And he can't. Are you asking like how far back? How far back are you asking? 1900 and after, like.
No, just like if you were to ask him all the presidents, like starting from George Washington.
Oh, there's a 0% chance. I don't know all the presidents from then. Yeah, there's no way.
He's the president. Like he sees that shit on the walls and stuff like that. You think he's got a better chance?
Yeah, but there's a lot, man. We got a lot of presidents. There's over 40. Like, you're going to fucking remember all of them?
I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, like, we know all the states, or we should know all the states, hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, you can visualize the map and just kind of go through it. Whereas with presidents, it's like...
You got to remember names and shit.
Some of them were just so irrelevant. Like, nothing...
You think Barack Obama can? I think he could.
He might be able to, but I wouldn't be surprised if he misses a bunch.
Probably.
Because that's
George Washington.
It's kind of like
can.
It's kind of like a trivial piece of information, Like nothing hinges today on whether or not a president during an irrelevant time.
True.
You know what I mean? But what's funny is that the irrelevant times are the times that are probably more peaceful because nothing's going on. You know what I mean? Whereas it's times that are tumultuous where you think about it and you go, oh shit, like that's when we had FDR and we needed FDR and he took us through World War II, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when times are shitty, you remember those leaders, but when nothing's happening, nobody remembers those leaders.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But then I would never want to be president during like a world war, because then that's so much fucking responsibility. You don't know. Like, you can't, if you fuck up, like, you fucked up. Like, that's going in the history books. Like, Neville Chamberlain was the guy in Britain who was, like, trying to make peace with Hitler before, like, because Hitler was stealing land. I think he stole the Sudetenland, and then he was like, Neville Chamberlain was like, oh, hey, man, come on now, stop it. And Hitler's like, okay, I'll stop. And he's like, yeah, let's make a deal over this to make sure you stop. And then Neville Chamberlain, like, you know, went to Germany and made a deal, and the deal was like, okay, you can keep what you took already, but you can't take anything else. And he was like, yeah, totally, sure. And then, like, the next day, Hitler's like, anyway, I'm going to just steal more shit. And then everybody's like, fucking Neville Chamberlain, you bitch. And then Winston Churchill had to come up, and he was like, I told you motherfuckers Hitler was going to fuck shit up.
Fucking Neville Chamberlain, what a bum.
Yeah, but that's like, now he fucked up. And the fucked up thing is, it's not like he was like trying to do the right thing. He didn't know Hitler was Hitler at that time. Like, nobody knew this motherfucker was like the biggest monster that ever lived. So he's just thinking Hitler's a dude who'd like maybe wanted more land because Germany used to have more land. So he was just like, I don't know, maybe we can make a deal with him. But no, he miscalculated, and as a result of that, now his name is tied to like just being a weak bitch. Damn.
Fucking Neville Chamberlain.
Okay, by the way, final poll results I'll give everybody. Aunt Jemima wins 61%.
Nice.
Wendy's wins with 47%. That's a crushing victory. Crushing victory.
Good for Wendy's.
Yeah, the McDonald's second with 26%, then Burger King 17%, White Castle 10%, and then Bruno Mars crushed 45%, Justin Timberlake 34%, Usher 14%, Chris Brown 7%. I'm a little upset tonight, Cor. I'm a little upset.
I'm happy Jemima won.
I'm happy Jemima won, because I agree with that big time. I'm happy Wendy's won, but I'm not happy about the placement of McDonald's, right? Burger King, and White Castle.
Yeah, Burger King should have gotten better then.
And White Castle should have gotten better, too. McDonald's should have like 3% on that poll, not 26%.
Yeah.
And then I'm very upset with the Bruno Mars one. That's the one that hurts.
Yeah, but we knew, I mean...
I thought me and my audience were linked, man. I thought we were like...
Yeah, but you wanted them to vote him lower?
I wanted them to give Bruno Mars like 3%. I wanted them to be like, okay, let's be serious here. This guy's like cookie cutter. Anyway, now let's talk about the real ones. Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, and Usher.
True. That would have been giving them a lot of fucking leeway. Like, that would have been giving them a lot of respect.
That would be me assuming that they're like R&B heads. You know what I mean? Yeah. As opposed to being like just regular people who listen to pop every now and then type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like if an old school Usher song comes on, me and you will be like, oh shit, because we're R&B heads.
Mm-hmm.
But if like a new Bruno Mars song comes on, those people are like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas if I hear a new Bruno Mars shit, I'm like...
That's how it was with the Justin Timberlake shit. It came out and people went berserk about it.
That's where you are with Justin Timberlake now? Like, if you heard some shit from him, you'd be like...
Yeah, it doesn't blow me away.
Oh, the new song, of his, yeah.
His new shit doesn't, like... His new shit all sounds the same.
That's why I was making the point about Chris Brown, how, like, every song he puts out I tend to love. With Justin Timberlake, it is hit or miss every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, his last two, I've been like,
Yeah.
But if I listen to any of his older shit, I'm like, yep.
Yeah. His song Mirrors, someone played it.
Banger.
Fucking banger.
Banger. Unbelievable banger.
But like Bruno Mars, I don't think, like, even his hottest shit, if they played it now, I'd be like, yeah, it's played out.
It's too standard. Yeah, it's too standard.
Yeah,
there are songs you listen to that are just like, you know that some motherfuckers were sitting in a studio and they were writing down the lyrics and they were composing the beat, and it's people who are hired to do that. Whereas with Justin Timberlake, you know it's him and Timbaland in a room and Pharrell, and it's the same formula they've had forever, and they figure it out, and they know what sounds good. Not some fucking executives in Los Angeles somewhere who do Bruno Mars shit.
Yeah, Bruno Mars seems like he's fucking bought out. He's too corporate.
Yeah, he seems like that to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just never was a big fan of his.
Yeah, neither was I, though. My bad for throwing him on that fucking...
That's all right. I guess we could figure... Well, it would have been Justin Timberlake, followed by Usher, and then Chris Brown. That would have been the list if Bruno Mars wasn't on there. And I think Justin Timberlake would have probably crushed, and Usher would have been a distant second, and then Chris Brown a distant third. Yeah.
Still a shout out to Cisco, though. If you want to come back out with a song, you're more than welcome to.
We are now more famous than Cisco, Corin.
You.
That's the no, both of us at this point.
He should.
Cisco voted in our poll on Wendy's.
He probably did.
He's listening like, man, I like that shit. Kyle and Corin's my shit.
Or like Ja Rule, just come back out with all your songs, and they would be, you would win.
And
golden.
Ashanti, where's Ashanti been? She's been like hiding.
She's coming back, I think. She's actually pretty dope. Yeah, I don't follow her on Instagram, but I've seen some of her shit. I ghost follow her.
Yeah, like that's it. Like people like that. Like, why did you go away? Like they went away after a certain point. There's some people. Yeah,
Mace got the point. He went away and then was like, "Nah, I got to go back in that shit."
Yeah, some people just go away, and then you're like, "Why'd you go away?" You know. Whereas other people are consistent releasing shit.
Well, Ed Sheeran spoke about that. He was just like, I can't be always there. Like, he had to go away for a little bit, so people like are like, damn.
You know what, man? I disagree with Ed Sheeran on that. I'd like to sit down and talk to Ed Sheeran because...
You think it's always good to just be there?
Yes, and here's why. You're assuming the experience that everybody else has with you is the experience that you have with you.
That's a good point.
So you're you 24/7. So you're always in your own head and doing your own thing, and you can get tired of yourself if you keep doing the same thing over and over, and you're like, this is what I'm doing, but I'm tired of it because I've been doing it. But it could be your 8th song, and it's the first time some motherfucker in the audience heard it. That's the first time they ever heard you was that song that was your 8th song. So that's how if you have a bigger megaphone because you're out there more often, you're going to attract more people. You know what I mean? It's like with my show. Some people will tell you you're fucking crazy if you really are trying to, like, you're going to upload 35 videos a week? There's only 7 days in the week. Why wouldn't you do it, like, at most one a day, 7 videos? Like, what are you, crazy? Mm-hmm. You can do 35? That's fucking crazy. But again, other people are not experiencing me like I'm experiencing me, or I'm with me 24/7. So when I say some shit, it's not some new amazing shit because I've said it 1,000 times before.
Yeah,
you know?
but to
somebody in the audience
is bigger than the one person that may hear your shit that hasn't heard your shit.
But they can decide when they want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah,
like
they can decide. They can choose, and you might.
Well, not if the fucking radio is always playing your shit or something like that. You know, like for him.
Well, that's why music might be a little different than what I do.
Yeah,
but then again, you know, Justin Timberlake's been releasing shit nonstop since like fucking NSYNC, whenever that was.
He's had up and downs a little bit though, where he's gone away and like people are like, "Yo, when's Timberlake come back out with some shit?"
I guess, but it's never more than a couple of years, right? So it's like you have to be working on your album the whole time, right? Like you have to be, while you're gone, you're still working on your album type shit. So if Ed Sheeran's saying I'm going away, does he mean he's going away to work on another album, or is he going away, and not even working on another album for a minute?
Yeah, and it takes away some of your authenticity. Like it's sort of like you're playing the game type of shit when it's just like, oh, I'm gonna make them want me a little bit more. You're like, just put your shit out there. People,
exactly. Like you don't get to be big by not doing some shit.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep doing some shit.
Yeah. No, that's a good ass point.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, there's gonna be people who want you more when you leave because they were I'll shut the fuck up. I didn't have a point on that. It sounded good.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. It's over 2 hours. But anyway, those were some good polls today, but mixed results. Sad. We'll fire back next week. What was the poll that we said we were going to do next week? Oh, crushed ice versus cubed ice. We'll do that. And
I'm split on that. That might be 50-50.
I'll think of some others to throw for... I like these polls. We're going to do some more for next week, too. I got to think about what to do.
Do you let the doctor touch your dick at the doctor's?
Was Kyle molested by his doctor? Oh, that's so funny. All right, guys, we love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Everybody have a great night. Peace.